What is up, everybody? Dan the Fireman here. We're going to be going over the very basic motorcycle gear that you're going to need because we're going to be starting in a neighborhood. We're going to practice in a neighborhood because that's where you're at. Let's just say I pulled my bike out onto the street. You can do most of the stuff in your driveway if you have a driveway, but I'm out in the street and I want to tell you guys what the minimum gear you need when you start riding in your neighborhood. You just bought the bike, maybe you're practicing for the MSF, you're getting ready. Either way, you're going to get your permit, hopefully, so you can actually start doing this stuff, but you're maybe practicing for the endorsement test. Let's say you have your permit. So we have gear, okay? So minimum to practice is a long sleeve t-shirt, okay, that actually covers everything, and then long pants. I'm wearing khaki pants. You can wear jeans, whatever it is. I get it, it's hot today for me, so this kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And I want you to wear some boots, okay? So it could be work boots, it could be closed-toed shoes, really, at the end of the day. I like something that's above the ankle, just in case I put my foot down, it twists a little bit. It's gonna hopefully keep everything intact. So maybe I have a minor sprain versus a full tear. It can happen. And the reason why I want you to wear at least this is because we're going to be doing slow speed stuff, and the biggest concern that we have with slow speed is impact, so we don't have any impact protection, but it's going to hopefully solve some of the abrasion issues. Since we're not going 50 miles an hour, we're going maybe 15 to 20 at max here in the neighborhood. We're going to possibly, if we do fall down, we're going to have some abrasions and some impacts, but hopefully it's not going to be that big because we're not going so fast. But still, the impacts that I care about are to the head and to the hands, because at the end of the day, you need your brain, and you need your face, and then you need your hands if you're going to be working. Because remember, this could be just a hobby that you want to do. So the other things that I highly recommend is a full face helmet, okay? So the reason why I want that is because I want that chin bar. So if I do fall forward or fall to the side, hit my jaw, I don't want to break my jaw, break my teeth, mess up my airway. I'm thinking bigger terms here, but full face helmet, okay? And then some motorcycle gloves or mechanics gloves if that's all you have. So Home Depot gloves or whatever it is, but I'm wearing motorcycle gloves and a full face helmet. So at the end of the day, if you have all these clothes, you're good to go until you need to have a helmet. So I highly recommend getting yourself a beginner helmet. They're about $200, $250. At least it's a full face. It'll last you 5 years or until you feel like upgrading. Get yourself a full face helmet. If your friend has one that he'll let you borrow, even better. If your friend has some motorcycle gloves that fit you, even better. But the big thing here is that when you do fall down, if you do, that you're going to be putting your hands out, or you're going to be, possibly hitting your head. So when you put your hands out with motorcycle gloves, if you notice it has a little bit of plastic here, so impact protection at least on your hands, so you don't break your hands because you might need to work. And then your head and brain will be protected by this. You might get some bumps and bruises if you fall down, hit your elbow on the ground because there's no impact protection like in motorcycle gear, maybe a little bit of shoulder. So the best thing you can do is if you start to feel like you're gonna fall down, roll. Okay, just roll. Like you're standing still and you start to lean over, oh crap. Try your best to roll away from it. Just keep rolling. Hopefully you can protect your head with that helmet. So once again, that is going to be the minimum gear that you're going to need to start here. Once we get out of the neighborhood onto actual roads, I really want you to now make that transition to getting full gear, okay? So here in the neighborhood, here practicing this first part, perfectly fine. When you're out at the MSF, you're in a parking lot, closed course, no traffic or anything like that. So this is what they recommend. If you wear full gear, even better. But this right here is what we're gonna be practicing out here on this street, okay? So let's go ahead and jump into that. All right, so what we're gonna be doing is going over some of the motorcycle controls just to get us started. It's not gonna be everything. It's just to get the bike moving forward, backwards with your feet, and then turning, and how to, basically how to stop. So that's basically what we're doing here. So that's all we need to know to get started. And then before we get into the neighborhood stuff, before we get into the actual road, we're going to learn all the different controls. So what you have typically is primary and secondary controls. Primary is going to be the go, stop, turn. Secondary is going to be how to turn on the bike, how to turn off the bike, turn signals, and a few other things. So the main things, the primary things, is going to be how to stop, go, and turn. So that's what we're going to learn right now, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put my helmet on. So if you don't know how to do that, once again, start practicing. Everything's practice. So you're going to see, you're going to have the straps right here. And all you do is pull them to the sides and you slide it on. Not a big deal. And the reason why I like to do that is because whenever I get on the motorcycle, I want to be protected. You never know. You might lose balance getting on and off the bike, and then you hit your head. You don't want a concussion. So I don't want to do that. I'm also like to practice how I play. So I'm going to put on some motorcycle gloves. So now we're going to be fully protected before we even start this whole process. All right, so what we have here is, well, first of all, if I have my rock form mount, that's great. I'll go ahead and take that and put my phone away. That way we don't need to have that right now, because that is not a primary control. If you notice right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing my leg over, and I'm just going to sit on the bike. It's still on the side stand. I'm not messing with that right now. Okay, so what we have right now is our throttle. It's gonna be on the right-hand side where your right hand is. So you're gonna have your throttle and you're gonna be able to turn it. Now, you wanna turn it all the way, bike's off, and then you let go and it snaps back. That's extremely important, because if it gets stuck halfway, you might need to fix that throttle, because you don't wanna be riding and trying to roll off the throttle and then it gets stuck and now you're going. Okay. Next thing, we have our front brake right here. So let's go ahead and get off the bike just so I could show you. The front brake is on the right hand right here. And if you notice, it doesn't go all the way. You're going to feel some resistance. That's very important, because what this front brake is doing is stopping the front tire. And there's the brakes and there's your calipers right there. So you're going to want to be able to understand that, and so you're going to grab it and squeeze it. Let's go ahead and go to the other side. I'm already starting to sweat like a pig here. The left-hand side of your primary controls, okay, is another hand grip, okay? This one does not move. The throttle moves. This one does not, okay? So that's very important. If it's slipping and sliding everywhere, you're probably going to need to get a new grip. These things can be replaced too. Now, this other lever on this side, on the left-hand side, if you notice, it goes all the way down. Okay, this is called the clutch lever. This is going to be the thing that you need to know to be able to shift into first, into neutral, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth if you have a sixth gear. This is your clutch lever. Now, what this does is it disengages the engine, basically, in the transmission. There's a lot of fancy stuff inside. You don't really need to know it too much. Is that it does that so that when you do your shifting with this left shift knob right here, down here on your left foot, you're able to go into first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and go between everything, okay? So once again, on the left side, you have a shift lever. Now, the shift lever is on your left foot. What's on the right side, everybody? Right side is your rear brake lever. So now this one you press down, and it's going to activate the rear brakes over here, okay? So you have your front brake lever, your rear brake lever, you have your clutch lever, and you have your throttle. Okay, so let's go ahead and sit on the bike and let's pretend real quick. Okay, I'm not gonna get off the side stand. So I got my front brake lever right here. I can squeeze it. I got my throttle right here. I have my clutch lever right here. I can squeeze all the way. My shift lever, I go underneath with my foot, or I press down to go down gears. To go up gears, I go up. Okay, up is up, down is down. We'll talk more about that later. And then the rear brake, it's pressed down gently, okay, to apply that rear brake. Now, what's the other primary control that a lot of people don't talk about? I think the other primary control is your handlebars, okay, very important. It's very primary to turning. So you need to be able to turn left, you need to be able to turn right, you counter steer. We'll talk more about that when we get into those chapters. But it's very important to be able to do that. So we have our throttle, front brake, handlebars. We have our clutch lever. We have our shift lever up, down. We have our rear brake pedal down. Those are the primary controls. All right, so I'm trying to get you through a lot of the main things that we absolutely need right now because we want to start riding, right? All right, so the secondary controls, there's a lot of them. You have turn signals, horn, high beams, all this stuff. We're not going to worry about that right now. We're only going to worry about how to start the bike up. So that's what we're going to do right now. So a secondary control is where your key goes, okay? Your key tends to go, at least on this Honda Rebel 500, goes on the side. Sometimes they're like right here, and it's just like a car. Okay, you turn it, it turns on the bike battery. Okay, it turns on the bike battery. You notice how the engine didn't start? It turns on the bike battery. We have an engine start and kill switch over here. Here's the engine turn on switch, kill switch.
Kill switch. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? That is just the rough draft of the Smart Rider Training Manual. Filmed it all, did some stuff. It's first module. There's 3 modules. You guys have been paying attention. You guys have been following along. That it's a big project. So it's just the rough draft. I haven't been able to add in some of the other context. And then once the videos are all done, that's when the book starts. That's when I start making the book. It's a long process, but it's been getting a little bit cooler out, so I've been able to do it. That video, that was a different day. There's a second day that I did, but that day the camera's overheated on one of the very important parts, so I had to film a different day. But how's everybody doing? Colin, how you doing? I see Harry's in here. Stuart, how you doing? Moto Gaga, welcome back. Finally some free time. Yeah, we're doing it a little bit early today. We're gonna try to power through 3 videos, and because I need to edit them today. I got to pack for my trip this weekend. I got like bug bites on my legs. That's why I'm like scratching down here. That's not good. I got to pack, and I'm doing laundry right now. There's just a lot of stuff doing. So I'm packing. I've been kind of talking about it lately. I will be at Michigan State University Friday for basically a rescue seminar. Call it a seminar. It's just a quick class, kind of like what we do here. And I'll be hosting a presentation with Tremoto. So those are the guys that are making those trauma kits for motorcycle riders, kind of like what I used to do with the rescue packs. But I decided I'm not gonna do that anymore. It's just a big hassle. It's a lot of work, and just focus heavily on the motorcycle training aspect of things. And we're gonna be hosting just a quick, I think it's like 2 hours. We're just gonna do 2 hours, about like an hour presentation type thing, and then some Q&A, some hanging out and whatnot. But I'll be in Michigan, Lansing, Michigan State University, this Friday, and I'll be flying back Sunday morning. Oh my gosh, so I'm flying out tomorrow. Around noon. So I'm not gonna be able to work pretty much. So I will be, yeah, sorry about that, Horvath. I was gonna stream yesterday, but I got some more work done. I've made some of these videos. I gotta make an intro for Module 1, but I'm excited about it. Like I said, we gotta get going. We gotta do our thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the little elevator down to the classroom. I'll see you guys in the classroom. Bye, guys. All right. Pizza. We got pizza today. Yeah. It's a little early for pizza. I guess we started the lunch a little bit early. But yeah, we got this video. So it's just the draft. It's unlisted. Can't see it. We got some videos here. So we had
All right, everybody, in this chapter,
yeah. I'm changing the chapter numbers, so I'm still working on the process, but we're out there riding in the street, doing our thing,
if you have a day off,
having some fun. So basically, Module 1, these are just the regular titles. I haven't really made the titles yet, but basically what it is that just the minimum gear. Some of them are breakfast pizzas, though, if you notice. There's a bacon, egg, some gravy. Have you ever had a breakfast pizza from QT, guys? Those are pretty good. But yeah, so just the basic minimum gear that you need. Motorcycle controls, the startup procedure, do the friction zone and braking, riding up and down the street, doing some figure eights and U-turns and whatnot, and then riding in a neighborhood. This is Module 1, basically. And Module 2 is going to be focused heavily on the plan method. It's going to be focused on the safety checklist, riding from the neighborhood to a parking lot. When we're in the parking lot, do smart rider drills, and then the DMV test, the endorsement test stuff. So it's going to be straight line weave, tight turn from a stop, U-turn, mercy braking, mercy swerving. There's so much, like, just in these, 6 videos? In these 6 videos, you're going to basically know how to ride. You're just going to know how to ride. You're going to be able to shift. You're going to be able to mercy brake, mercy swerve, all these different things. So I'm pretty excited about that. You'll know how to ride, but not necessarily know how to ride out on the street. And that's what Module 2 is all about, getting you started on that process and then getting your endorsement. And then Module 3 is how to rescue somebody after a crash, and then common riding scenarios like the highway, in town, on the mountain, a bunch of different stuff. So I'm really excited. I'm glad to get module 1 done for the most part. It's I've gone through it. I did a rough draft, a second draft, and now I'm going to work on the third draft, and that's going to be the final. I like to do 1, 2, 3. So the third will be the final draft, then I'll make some updates to that. But I'm pretty excited about it. I mean, this is what, chapter 6 of the street. So we're riding up and down.
We're gonna apply the brakes, pull in the clutch, apply a little bit of rear brake, and stop.
So I already uploaded this to ridingsmart.com, so that's gonna be the Smart Rider Crew stuff. So once, yeah, I know only 6 likes, right? So once that video series is complete, like I'm uploading it to the ridingsmart.com for the Smart Rider Crew, and I actually wrote down a big detailed list, and that's what I'm gonna be updating the video itself. But I made a judgment call here, is that whole video series, the module 1 on what kind of gear to get, just to start, and then riding in your neighborhood, that will be free for YouTube. That will be on YouTube. Module 2, Module 3 will be for the Smart Rider Crew. So if you want to join, go ahead and do that. I'll make bigger announcements when it's complete. And then basically at the end of the day, right there, we have the foundational skills of basically learning how to ride without going to the MSF. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then once that's done, like I said, I'm gonna get the book going. Yeah, you don't need cones for module 1. You only need cones for the parking lot and the Smart Rider drills. So it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that. It's going, but this week's all about the Michigan State University stuff that we'll be doing. And so once I get back Sunday, the whole new week starts for me, and I want to start filming module 2. And then module 3 will be a long week, because I think I got 6 different riding scenarios. So that means I'll be all over town, basically riding all over town. So it's gonna be pretty cool. I also need cones for ice cream. What kind of cones do you like? Do you like the waffle cone? What kind do you like? All right. But yeah, we're gonna power through 3 videos today. So we have the new one that just came out today. It literally just came out a couple hours ago. Let's just see. I haven't seen it. I mean, I haven't seen. Wait, we already saw this. Didn't we already see? No, we didn't. Okay, I saw the ankle. I thought it was that broken ankle thing, but it's just his shoe coming out. Or his foot coming out. Oh my gosh, we got a copyrighted song right there. Okay, so we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to edit that one out. What happens here? Oh, motorcycle rider came into our lane, trying to do a swerve. Nice little adjustment there, but we did go off road. What actually happened though? Oh geez. Not bad. They got really lucky on that one. Everyone got lucky. Oh, looks like a car came out on this one. Yoink. A little bit slow speed, still impact. That kind of sucks. Oh, I thought that was the car on top of her. She's wearing a Cardo, though. Cardo Pack Talk Edge. Link in the description. 10% off. What else do we got? Okay. E-bikes, it looks like. What happens here?
If you're a small content creator, use this sound to gain at least 100 new subscribers. Don't believe me? Try it yourself.
What? What was the point of that video?
If you're a small content creator, use this sound to gain at
Oh, because he did that?
least 100 new subscribers.
Kind of a D-bag move there. Yeah, saying sorry is not going to solve the problem. You kind of... What else do we got? Combat Vet, Scooby's Adventures. Oh, somebody's pulling out, switching over. Good swerve. Nice little adjustment on the plan method there. 134. I don't know if it's kilometers. Probably kilometers. Look at the license plate. A little different, yeah. They didn't see ya. 134. Does it say the speed right there? We're going a little fast. Going a little double. I have not, Horovac. She did mention that she was going to, because I gave her the original file so that she can use some of my footage. She did ask me if she could use some footage. Let's take a look. I have not seen. And there's the, oh, I'm like right at the beginning. All right, let's take a look. Bike going down.
What the hell is that motorcycle she's riding?
Hey, I'm number one though. I was in the front.
Why is it not being
And right next to it, that has a
I heard about that guy.
To post about this crash. When things go wrong, often my fault.
There's more later
I
on.
know the backlash that can come from that, but the nature
Like, is there more? Ooh, that doesn't look good. She talk about me? I think I mean, I don't want to watch the full video here on her live or on the live stream. Can you give me the rundown, Horovac? Like, what did she talk about? Oh, there's me.
this happened. So I won't argue that point. As far as another common cause of wobbles being road conditions.
Now, you see this type of concrete in California? I hate that stuff. Is that how I sound? Is that how I sound? What can happen is that it starts to sway. You start to sway a little. Yeah, it is.
I didn't know this until recently.
It starts to sway. You start to sway a little bit.
I didn't know this until recently, but among researchers, it's actually very known that vertical grooves are dangerous for motorcyclists.
Yeah.
That's why in some states it's required by law to have a sign warning motorcyclists specifically for grooved roads.
And if you don't believe me, there are plenty of other videos of Janus owners taking Januses across the country, over thousands of miles.
Miles an hour, top speed of the bike, which like a conventional sport touring bike, could be like me taking my Harley Electric, painting those details on the table to ride something like this, or this, or even these behind the scenes.
Okay, I'll have to watch it. I'll have to watch it some other time. There's a couple of clips I believe I didn't pay much attention because I was too busy typing an angry. Horvac, you need to chill. What's your blood pressure at? You gotta take a break. Oh man. All right, but we do have 3 videos today. We do have 3 videos today. Make sure you guys hit that like button. We got 50 of you in here. You're chill right now. Okay. We got 50 people in here. You didn't hit that like button. In order to get a slice of pizza, you have to hit that like button, everybody. Okay, get a slice of pizza. It's a like per slice. So if you get 2, that means you hit it twice. That means it's an unliked. So just one, you can get as many slices. How about that for one like? Crockett's, how you doing? How you doing? But yeah, we do have the video series. So like I said, I have the little video series kind of going. It's the Smart Rider Training Manual draft. I'm working on that pretty extensively. Thank you guys for the patience on that. I just really had to wait till it like cooled off because the cameras would just straight die because I'm filming in a stationary spot. Cameras on the bike when I'm riding won't overheat because of the wind, but having a camera just on a tripod in the sun, it's 100 and like it was like getting pretty bad. I think anything that I found out, anything over like 85, close to actually 90 degrees, the cameras will die like in 20-30 minutes. So I had to really make sure to go early in the morning, which now earlier in the morning means freaking it's dark. It's getting darker earlier, getting darker sooner too at night. But guys, we're gonna get going. We have 3 videos. We have this video that just came out. We have a video from 4 years ago and a video from 3 years ago. Once again, we're trying to see if the plan method works for even some of the older stuff, which it does. Make sure you guys use that plan method. Do I have the button? Is the buttons working today? Are the buttons working today? What's the plan method? Boom. Position for safety, locate hazardous situations, assess relevant threats, and navigate active threats, and navigate yourself back into a new position for safety and start the whole process over again. All right, we got the rescue button. Yep. The backside. I'm actually thinking about changing the backside of the card. I'm working on that too for the new Smart Rider training manual. Everything in the training manual will be absolutely updated. So, you guys ready? We have, let's say, at 35 likes. We're at 28 likes right now. We're at 28, so 7 of you. I can do quick maths. 7 of you hit that like button. You get a slice of pizza if you hit that like button. Come on, guys. Let's do it. You got 29 likes. Okay, one of you gets a slice. Okay, one more. But we're going to get going pretty soon. What did we got? So while we're getting 5 more likes, because we're at 30 now, what did we got? We usually typically talk about what we did in the last week since the last live stream. Filmed a couple of the Smart Rider training manual videos. Pretty excited about that. Wrote out the blogs for each of the videos. I got to just kind of chill. I did safety team this last week at church, so I got to hang out and make sure nothing was happening. A kid brought an airsoft rifle and his vest because he was going to play airsoft afterwards. So that was kind of awkward. A lot of people were kind of nervous about that, but handled that pretty easily. Just talked to him about what he's doing. I used to play paintball, so I was talking to him about all that kind of stuff. And then had a nice massage on Monday. You dropped your slice, Lucian. You can go and grab another one. We got plenty. 34 likes. We got one more like, guys. And then, like I said, tomorrow I'm flying out to Michigan. I'm going to be doing a presentation with Tremoto. And then I'll be back on Sunday. And then I got therapy on Tuesday next week. And then, I got lots of filming to do. Yeah, I'm looking at my schedule. Lots of filming to do. So I'm pretty excited about that. We need a club doggo to eat the drop slices. I got my girlfriend's dog. This is one of hers. Hi. This is Mia. She's a little sleepy. You sleepy? How you guys doing? All right, you can go back to bed. She's just hanging out behind the podium. I'm sorry, I woke you up. You want to go back to bed? Yeah, go back to bed. Yeah, it's not that healthy. So if there is a slice on the ground and she gets near it, please pick it up. Not her, but the slice. All right, guys, we got 38 likes. So we're going to get started. And then we'll chat a little bit more in between the videos. And then I have to start editing. Like I said, I'm not going to be able to do any work tomorrow because I'm going to be making sure all my stuff is good. I'm going to bring cameras. So even if you can't make it to Michigan State University on Friday at 6:30 p.m., that's perfectly fine because the goal is to be able to film it so that you can see it. I'm going to try to post it and everything. Pretty excited about that. I had massages during my psych rehab, and the lady that was doing it was an absolute ace, just went straight to the right. Dude, like, I've had massages before, and, like, I just like it when they go, like, hard into the muscle, but then, like, by the end of the day, I'm already kind of stiff again. This massage therapist was recommended by my girlfriend. She actually got me the appointment, and she didn't go as hard, right? She didn't go as hard, but she got like exactly where the muscle, like full body pretty much, but right where it was and the right movements. Well, she's obviously the expert, whatever she did. And I like sciatic pain kind of went away. Like I'm not feeling it. Like my hips are like looser. My back feels good. My shoulders feel good. Like she worked my forearms. So like it's insane. It was pretty good. I was pretty happy about that. So I'm gonna book another appointment. And supposedly like her husband watched a lot of my videos back in the day when he was riding. So it's pretty interesting. So we chatted about that. All right, guys, 40 likes. We got to get going. I already said I was going to do that. Let's go ahead and get the pen out. Make sure we have the pen. Let's go ahead and get that going. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? There it is. We got the pen. Yes, it works. There we are. 3. I hit the record button. The things that we're going to promote, once again, are the Smart Rider training drills. They're 20% off still. I'm going to make sure that as long as I can to keep it 20% off. And then once the Smart Rider training manual it goes out, these will be full price. And then the Smart Rider training manual I'm probably going to do an early bird type thing, like maybe do some pre-orders that are pretty heavily discounted. So right now, once again, the Smart Rider drills, you get 20% off. I'm going to do the quick one for you guys. What? The green screen. Okay, that's why. I mean, not the green screen. The classroom. There we go. 24 drills, bunch of them. Beginner to easy, beginner, easy, moderate, hard, expert. 24 drills. You can scan the QR code on the bottom to see me do it. Here's my best time that I have when I film this. When I make updates to this, I'm going to get better times, so you guys have to try to beat my times. We're going to work pretty hard on that. Go in a parking lot, 10 cones, 5 tennis balls cut in half. Boom, you got that going. 20% off. Link in the chat using the code GoPractice20 because I really want you guys to go practice. Okay? But we're going to go ahead and get into this. Here we go. 3, a 2, a 1. What is up, everybody? Dan the Fireman here. We have a MotoStars video, a bunch of crashes and close calls. Before we get into it, I really want to put this up on the board. So we're going to be going over the plan method. This is a road strategy method for brand new riders, drivers, experienced riders, whatever it is. But we're going to go over this because I want you guys to ride safely. But we're going to use the crashes and close calls to really understand what happens, how it happens, common scenarios for people that typically speed. So don't speed, you'll solve a lot of this. But let's just go over it. So we have this first one from Reneri Lisker, whatever. Okay, anyways,
serious trouble.
Let's take a look. Intersections and corners are dangerous for motorcycle riders. This is an intersection. Good swerve. Okay, we ended up into a crash. But how could we have prevented something like this? Okay, let's go back a little bit. Well, this guy might be crashing a little bit. But how could we have prevented this? Okay, so when we go to the plan method, position for safety, we're looking for 3 things. Good space cushion, good line of sight, and at least 1 escape path. I always like to have 2 because if you guys are coming from like the gun community or anything with public safety, 2 is 1, 1 is none. Okay, if 1 fails, you at least have 1. If you only have 1 thing and it fails, you have nothing. So I like to have 2 escape routes. Here we have 2 escape routes. We have 1 to the right, 1 to the left. Cool. Space cushion. What we're looking for is the space between you and an object, okay? So space cushion can be between you and the car. Space cushion can be between you and the guardrail. Space cushion can be between you and the guardrail here. So this is our space. Now you want to stay in our lane. I'm using a lot of marker here. You want to stay in your lane as best you can, but if you have to, you can swerve out of the way. You can swerve out of the way. You want to stay away from this stuff. You want to stay away from oncoming traffic. You want to stay away from these people. Line of sight. Okay, line of sight. What are we talking about when it comes to line of sight? Well, we want to be able to see pretty far. Okay, if we were super close to this person, we'd only be able to see the back of this vehicle. And you'll see that when we get closer. Maintaining your speed to maintain your space cushion is extremely important. And intersections, like I said, are dangerous. So if somebody up ahead is slowing down or stopping, they're decreasing your space cushion if you maintain your speed. Like that. Okay, now he's starting to reach for that front brake. You saw that real quick. Look at his right hand on the very bottom right. He sees something's happening here. He's going to go ahead and go for his escape path to the left. He's going to start trying to apply the front brake. But why are we perceiving this pretty far away? Because our total stopping distance isn't going to be very good at this speed. Why are we only now seeing this? Why are we making a swerve and then braking? We should have seen the brake lights. We should have seen that they're slowing down. We could have stayed in our lane and slowed down, maintaining our speed. Maybe we weren't paying attention. That's one of the big problems that we have with new riders or people that are just driving, to be quite honest. Inattentional blindness is a real thing. Not paying attention, okay, for some reason. That's why I like us focusing heavily on dangers, because that means we're paying attention to dangers, which means that we have access to our skill set that will get us out of danger versus paying attention to things that aren't relevant threats, okay? Let's not pay attention to relevant threats. So he's going to swerve left. Okay, cool. He avoided the crash, but now we're in a position where we're going to go off-road and crash ourselves. So he's going to do the best he possibly can. He's going to go off-road, he's going to hit the ground, and he's going to go flying. Okay, so as a smart rider, in case we can't do the first two, let's make sure that we acquire and use full protective gear, okay? So if we do crash, hopefully we can mitigate injuries with gear. Okay, so the goal is not to crash, but if we do, let's protect ourselves. All right, pretty heavy on the front end. Let's have some fun with these other ones. Like this guy. Big mob ride, high risk for everybody, especially when nobody's really paying attention. There's no structure involved. Got to watch out for that. Ooh, nice little swerve, a little bit of braking at the end. Avoided that. So what happened here, guys? What happened, okay? All right. We weren't paying attention. Okay, mob rides, I don't like them. I like group rides that are staggered. So let's pretend, and we're using the lines here. Let's pretend this is a motorcycle rider. 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 All right, cool. That's a staggered formation when you're riding in a group ride. Here's the lane. Okay, that's the lane. We're riding in one lane, staggered formation, right? So if somebody, like this person right here, let's say there's a road surface hazard. Let's say this is like gravel, or not gravel, but like, I don't know, a tire, right? Say there's a tire. This motorcycle rider can swerve left, not hit anybody. This motorcycle rider over here can swerve left and not hit anybody because we're riding staggered, right? That's the whole point. And then they can swerve back after they get away from the obstacle. That's the whole point of riding staggered. Same thing if there's something up here. Okay, same thing, right? They can come out. Now, what we see here is in a big mob ride, everyone's just kind of going all over the place. We have this person right here has an obstacle right there, can't swerve left because this person's right here. We're not riding staggered. Now, whose fault is it? Is it this person's fault? Not really. Is it our fault? Not really. See how I'm kind of pointing that out? But whose responsibility is it for this motorcycle rider's safety? Is it this person? Is it this person? Is it this person? Is it this person? No. It is your responsibility to take care of your safety. So he's in this position himself. He could have applied the brakes way back here, slowed down, maybe stayed in the lane, whatever it was, and then was able to swerve to stay away. Remember what I talked about, space cushion? We want a space cushion also away from other motorcyclists. We want a space cushion away from cars, space cushion from inanimate objects like this thing coming up. So that's the whole point. We have to be paying attention and taking responsibility for our own safety. Since he couldn't swerve left, he did collide, he tried, but he hits the barrier, basically. Okay? Now, whose responsibility for his safety? You know, is this guy causing problems for this guy? Yeah. He needs to swerve out of the way too. Nice little brakes, a little bit too much on the rear brakes, but kind of prevented him from running him over. So if you're in a big mob ride like this, you're taking a high risk. Stay away from everybody. To me, it gives me too much anxiety because there's too many different variables when it comes to possibly crashing. So I don't do group rides for the most part, but if I do a group ride, I make sure we're all in a staggered formation. I make sure we're going the speed limit. And the main thing here is usually charity rides. Like the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride is a pretty good one that you can avoid a lot of this. Yeah, boy. But nobody's stopping to rescue. Nobody's stopping to rescue that guy. Don't like it. Don't like it. Just kind of excited about something. All right. Where's some gear? Okay, we can't have this song. It's Britney Spears. Can't have this on there. But what's happening already? We're fishtailing. Maybe a little bit too much rear brake for some reason. Maybe we hit some oil or whatever it is. Either way, the rear tire lost traction. And we dumped the bike and we're slipping and sliding everywhere. Okay, right there is why I want you to wear gear. Full gear. Because look at the hands. Look at the hands. Okay, no gloves. We have a motorcycle jacket. We obviously have a helmet because we have the camera on the helmet. I don't know about pants or boots yet. I didn't really get a good look. But definitely the hands. I want you to see this. This is why you wear motorcycle gloves, because when you put your hands down, it's going to rip the gloves up. I'd rather it rip the gloves up Then my flesh. Yes, these are women's hands. So we don't have, I don't think we have motorcycle boot. No, those look like just regular sneakers, little sneakers. So we're sliding. Now watch that, and these are regular pants, so we're going to get some abrasions, and because that's going to get ripped off real quick, because cotton will just get ripped off. Motorcycle gear has like Kevlar lined, reinforced stitching, a bunch of other stuff, so it's going to hopefully hold up in a crash or a low side like this. So let's take a look. I want you guys to pay attention to the hands. See how this sliding. So the palms of the hands, that's a natural instinct for you to do, is put your hands down. So the palms of your hands are going to get ripped up. Now, if you have to work with your hands, even if you obviously have to work with your hands, but even making food, wiping your butt, taking a shower, picking up your dog, like whatever it is, your hands are going to be tore up, and it's going to take a while for your hands to heal, and it's not going to be fun. So overall, not good. Wear full gear in case something, I don't know why she crashed. Either way, the rear tire lost traction. All right, so we can go ahead and put the music back on.
This is a clear example of the rider who overestimated his abilities, and with traffic this heavy.
Okay, so slow it down. You're getting boxed in. Not good. Crashing. Now, hopefully nobody's going to hit you in the back. Now, why did this happen? Oh, okay, we got another view. Oh, view from that person. We're getting boxed in too right there. Hopefully we can rescue that rider. Hopefully we can help out. All right, let's take a look at what happened here. So, here we go. So we're riding, we're getting into a tunnel, lots of traffic. It's kind of all over the place. People are switching lanes. At no point are we slowing down. Okay, once you start seeing stuff like this, how about we just kind of slow things down and not allow ourselves to be in a position where we're going to get hit, putting ourselves into boxed areas where we can't swerve out of the way. One thing I really want to point out, and this is just for motorcycles all involved, is that we are vulnerable. I think a lot of people here haven't grown up being bullied or picked on because they're short. I am short. I'm 5'5.5", and growing up, I was a tiny kid. And so having to deal with bullies, dealing with people trying to mess with you, the main thing is I just had to be fast and get away from them and just stay away. I wasn't going to win. I wasn't going to win in a physical altercation. And if I did, I took Taekwondo. So if I did, I'd just go for the knees. I'll do my best. But I couldn't win. So I learned as a kid the best thing to do is just stay away. Just stay away. Stand up for myself if I have to, but stay away. When it comes to motorcycle riding, I do the same thing. I just stay away from these big vehicles that are thousands of pounds heavier than me on the bike. Because if I do collide with somebody, they're going to win no matter what. So I'm not trying to get in next to people. I'm not trying to be close. I'm trying to maintain a space around me that's like a nice little safety bubble. So rushing into areas where they're going to hit you or they could hit you is not smart. It's not safe. And it's just the way it is. It's just the law of gross tonnage. They're just going to win. Okay, so getting up into here is just not smart. Okay, so what happened here though? Okay, so we have a left-handed turn going on. We're going to swerve right and speed up because we're trying to make that little gap right there. So we're swerving right and speeding up on a left-handed turn. Why do you think he did go right? Why do you think this person went right? Because they were going right and speeding. So we could have made this turn pretty easily if we just didn't get ourselves in this position. And then we see that right here. You see even with this motorcycle rider slowing down, trying to stay away from the cars, still almost gets hit but doesn't have a collision. This person has a close call. That person has a crash. All right, what do we got here? Red Baron VF4, having some fun in the mountains. And we have a big cruiser come into our lane. Right in the comments, do you think it's going to crash? In 3, 2, 1. No. Okay. Pretty cool. So really close call. Now, why did this happen? Cruiser riders doesn't have a lot of clearance when it comes to turning. The footboards, the pegs, pretty low. When you start turning, probably grab some of the peg, maybe grab your foot a little bit, causes you a little wide. For the most part, the cruiser rider is probably going too fast for the corner. This rider right here in the sport with the sport bike, full gear and everything, saw this happening, found the escape right here. Very good. Found the escape, applying the brakes pretty hard while they're on asphalt, so then when they finally get to the dirt, they're not slamming into the actual wall. All right, let's take a look at this one right here. Parking lot. Oh, somebody's coming out. Okay. So we are not going fast. And she crashed using a Cardo Pack Talk Edge. Link in description for 10% off. I like that Bluetooth system. I have one right here. Boom, right there. Grab it. Links in description. Let's take a look. All right, let's take a look real quick. So we're not going super fast. I dropped my Smart Rider Games parking lot drills. This is not a good parking lot to practice it in, but 24 drills, 20% off if you want to grab it. Links in description for that one too. Love it. Get way better at your riding. So we're coming up here. We're not going super fast. Let's say 10, 12 miles an hour. Not a big deal. At 10 to 15 miles an hour, applying the front brake progressively, doing really good emergency progressive braking, you're going to stop pretty quick. But we're not going to stop if we're not paying attention. So if we see this car come out, we should be applying the brakes right now. We shouldn't just assume, oh, they're going to see us. They're going to stop right there, and I still have this path to go, so I'm going to make it. Don't trust it. Even if they stop and you stop, we could be like, hey, we're playing a little dance game. You know how you walk in front of somebody, like doing this with them? You're like, hey, we just had a little dance. Not a big deal. Then somebody's going to go. Here, if they stop, you stop, cool. You keep going. If they don't stop and you don't stop, you crash. If they don't stop and you stop, you don't crash. So either way, at the end of the day, just stop. Just stop. Okay? That's it. And then give yourself an extra 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds and then figure out what's happening. So, guys, when it comes to planning, position for safety, locate a hazardous situation. Hey, they're coming out. Is it a relevant threat? Oh, yeah, they're coming out. Is it an active threat? Oh, yeah, they're not stopping. So I'm going to put myself in a new position for safety and apply the front brake. Oh, no. So there's a little impact. It doesn't look like we stopped at all. Let's see. Can we see the right hand right here? Oh, no. There it is. So right before we crashed, we reached. So right now we start but right here. Now we start squeezing. There it is. There's the squeeze, but we're already there. A little bit too long in the action. Let's do something about it.
This rider picked up a lot of speed and wasn't
emergency acceleration, get up to the speed limit. Don't go too fast.
He lost control of his bike.
Okay, what's happening? Oh, what the... Look at the pants. They got ripped up. All right, music is crazy. All right, look at the right hand. Pinning it down. All right, so when it comes to planning our ride, are we the ones creating the active threat for ourselves? Pretty much. So don't be pinning it down, okay, guys? Don't be going super duper fast. You know, we're getting up to, it looks like 100 kilometers an hour real quick.
By reacting too abruptly, and he completely lost control.
Look at his, I want you guys to pay attention to the right hand. Let's see if he slams that front brake, because there's no reason for him to hit the ground. When you slam the front brake, you lock your front tire, unless you have ABS. Even then, I wouldn't trust it, which is going to cause you to lock it, like I said, and then you're going to start sliding. So it's a loss of traction. Your tire needs to rotate to have that traction. So the front tire lost traction. Now, the front tire can lose traction if there's road surface, debris like gravel, dirt, oil, ice, wet paint for some reason. Whatever it is, that can make you lose traction. But if we slam that front brake, that could make us lose traction. I don't see anything in the road. I want you to see the front hand. I'm going to slow it down to 25%. Let's see.
Right.
There's the front hand right there. You see that? See the right hand? Let's go back just a little bit. On the very bottom right, way over there, is the front brake. You see him grab it with like these 3 fingers and then smash it. Right there. And then we dump the bike. So we panic broke. Instead of doing progressive brake pressure. Okay, progressive brake pressure is when you grab the front brake and you get a little bit of brake pressure, so a little bit of weight transfer, then you grab it more. And I'm doing that slowly on purpose so you can see that it's just more. But you can grab the front brake, and squeeze, 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 squeeze. You can do it quicker, but you're not supposed to do it all at once. You're supposed to do it progressively more. Now, why would he slam the front brake? You see how close we're getting to the other motorcycle rider? Maybe there's a little bit of a panic. Maybe he sees that they're slowing down. We are like, oh crap, I'm going super fast, so I must slow down super fast. Smash.
Lost control of his bike.
And I want to point out his leg. Since look at that bike. Since we fell down to our right side, the right knee hits first. Look how tore up it get. You can see skin. So right in the knee, we have motorcycle protective gear. Okay, so wear some motorcycle pants. You have that protective armor on the knee. Sucks. But we slammed that front brake. Which I want to point out, when I show stuff like this, when I show stuff like somebody crashing because they slammed the front brake, it scares people to use the front brake. So then they're like, I'm going to start using the rear brake. So they smash the rear brake. Well, now you lose traction on the rear brake. At the end of the day, your brakes are very important. And at the end of the day, it's a skill set to practice your progressive braking. The more you practice good progressive braking in a parking lot, in your neighborhood streets or anything like that, you get confidence in using that front brake versus, I don't want to slam the front brake and lose traction, so I won't use the front brake. Don't let fear drive how you drive. Don't let fear motivate you how you ride. Have your skills of practice and being, good and confident in that area, so that when you're riding, you're like, oh, if something happens, I know I can adjust, I can do braking, I can swerve, I can do whatever it is I need to do, safe and effective. But you only get that through practice. Don't be scared to use the front brake because you see this. Be scared of doing what he did, which should motivate you to practice. All right, here we go. Having some fun. Those are fun little bikes, little supermotos. And we did a little wheelie, dumped the bike, and we fell over. Okay, so high risk. We only have one tire on the ground at a time. Nobody's gonna hit us, hopefully. Grab your shoe, get out of the road. Get out of the road. Get out of the road. There we go. Okay, move on. In a motorcycle, another wheelie. Are we gonna loop it? Yes, we are. And so we're up and over, crashed. Thankfully, the bike is the only thing got damaged, not the parked vehicles. Hopefully, we're doing fine. We're walking wounded, not a big deal. Probably got some abrasions, some impacts. The bike looks somewhat protected, still damaged. What are we filming with a potato? We're on 1080p. Okay, 1080p. All right, filming with a potato. Nice little update. Uploading. Oh, ooh.
Here we have a situation where the truck
Ooh.
in his lane just after
Clavicle.
the rider tried to
Collarbone.
avoid it, but he couldn't make it.
This is a great example of blind corners. Let's go back just a little bit. Yeah, we're filming with a potato. Okay. CMO XR. Maybe need to work on your upload settings. I don't know what it is, but anyways, we're coming up here. So that's what I was saying. Shoulder impact right there. Break a clavicle, very easy. That's going to easily cause you to crash. All right, but I want to point out here. Okay, so we can't see much because it's all blurry, but we have a corner. Remember what I said? Intersections and corners are dangerous for motorcycle riders. Now, when I say dangerous, doesn't mean it's just going to kill you. It's just always going to be, deadly for you. The reason why intersections and corners are dangerous for motorcycle riders because that's where most crashes occur for motorcycle riders. So usually the failure to negotiate a corner is going to be the thing. With intersections, left turners or pedestrians type of a thing. Or we try to avoid it and we hit a pole. So still failure to negotiate. So we're coming up to here. This is a blind corner. The mountain's blocking the view. I make comments all the time. It's like how I go through a haunted house. I'll say it one more time. When I go through a haunted house, I'm peeking around corners. I'm scared of the guy with the chainsaw wanting to come at me. So I'm going around the corner. I'm looking. And if I see nothing, I book it. Then I go. When I can see, I book it. I'm like, okay, cool. Nothing there. Or I'll push a kid in front of me and they get scared. And I'm like, ha. And then I run. Here, same thing. This is a blind corner. I'm checking for the chainsaw guy around the corner. But in order for me to do that, I got to kind of creep myself around it. I'm going to go the speed limit around this corner, and I'm going to position myself a little bit more on the outside so the line of sight is able to see. You ever heard of pieing a corner in the gun area? Let's go ahead and look that up. Pie a corner. Look at this. Let's go ahead and go to the images on Google. I want you guys just to see this. Okay, very important here. Okay, so pieing a corner. So this is what it is. The farther, when you're on the outside over here, you're able to see around the corner instead of getting right here and then trying to see around the corner, okay? So pieing a corner is very, very important. It's something that people with guns do, but you can do that with a motorcycle. So we're coming up to here, can't see much. We're maintaining our speed, going super fast. What's around this corner? You can't see it. The road disappears. Now we see. That's called line of sight. Our line of sight was obstructed by the mountain. Now we see this. We have to do something though. Okay, when it comes to planning our ride, we assess that this is a relevant threat. Is it an active threat? Yeah, it's literally just sitting there. So we have to slow down as best we can and go around. It's a terrible spot. I get it. You're going to oncoming traffic, but if not, you're going to hit the back of this vehicle. Overall, pretty scary. Pretty scary. All right. Dilligaff bikes. Does it look like I give a bikes? Okay, here we go. We're riding in a big group ride, a little mob ride. Everyone's kind of chilling. Just kidding. They're all going to do wheelies and whatnot. Anybody going to crash? Oh, just crashed into each other. Okay. Double check on everybody. Make sure everyone's fine. E-bikes. It's like a bunch of e-bikes. That's a cool looking e-bike. Of course, they're not going to tell the person that they crashed into that parked vehicle. They're not going to leave a note. That would be scary to pass on that last video, yeah. You got to do something, though. It's one of those risks that we take. Oh, we just talked about the guy slamming the front brake, right, and falling down. What do you think happened here? Probably just not paying attention till right here. Not paying attention till right there, and then slam the brake. That's the I had to layer down thing. All right, we're on a track. Okay, that's good. Look at the runoff that you have. Yeah, we crashed. On a track, you're testing your high-speed skills, so there is increased risk, but you're building your skills to match that risk. And with coaching, you're going to do really well. But there is always an opportunity to crash at high speed. Now, instead of the mountain, though, you have, look at all this runoff. They design it this way so that if you do crash, you're not going to go off a cliff or hit an oncoming vehicle. You have all this runoff. Yeah, you crash, but they require you to have full protective gear, usually leathers. And then sometimes they have EMS standby. Most of the time have EMS standby just in case it's severe. They can get to you real quick. Versus in a mountain where they have to airlift you out, get there in 30 minutes or an hour. All right, nice little nice Harley. You don't see much of those older Harleys anymore, little Sportsters. Okay, so cars right on our butts. If somebody's doing that, this is why I want you guys getting Cardo Pack Talk. You know, just get an Edge, get a Pro, whatever it is. Everyone has one on. They're all talking to each other. Somebody in the back will be like, hey, there's an idiot in a white car trying to get around us. And then it should just be, instead of, hey, let's go ahead and fight this car, it should be, hey, guys, let's just let him in. Let the idiot go. Just let the idiot go. So that we don't have this escalation of him being a dummy and possibly hitting us. And I know a lot of people are like, well, we shouldn't just allow things like that to happen. It's like, guys, once again, if we're on a bike and they're in a big vehicle like that, they're going to win. Okay? You just got to let it go. Not a big deal. What's the end goal? Are you trying to police other people? And that's the end goal? Are you trying to have an ego and tell people that what they can and can't do or what they should and should not do? Or is the end goal, we all make it home tonight? That's my end goal, is that we make it home to our loved ones, allow this idiot to just be an idiot. Maybe they'll crash into another car, which sucks, but at least the other car has a roll cage, airbag, seatbelts. If they hit one of us, we can go to the hospital or die. So let the idiot go. Just let him go. And you can communicate with each other using the Cardo Pack Talks. I think you can get like 15 people or more on the dynamic mesh. Link in the description for 10% off. And just let him go. Let him go. So like everybody pull to the right. Let him go. You don't have to pull off. Just pull to the right side. Let him pass. Because now we're doing this, and it's like he could easily swerve around, hit one of us, cause us to get scared, slam the brakes. I don't know. I wouldn't do that. Tech says passes quite closely. The camera doesn't capture how close. Yeah, with the GoPros, especially out the ultra wide, you can do ultra wide on a lot of these action cameras. I got mine right here. It's like ultra wide. I use the Insta360 Ace Pro, and you'd be surprised. It's like, wow, things look really far away. This is actually like really close. So it's pretty scary at this point. If you get into this point right here, you have two options. You can emergency accelerate out. Okay, that's kind of scary because you're getting close to these guys real quick, and you guys might be fighting for that lane too. Can't really swerve right because you got grass. One thing you can do is progressive braking. Just if you apply the brakes, you're going to slow down. They're going to keep going. They're going to get ahead of you. End of it. Done. Now they're not side by side with you. This guy could just scoot over. Let's go ahead and get that off. This guy could just scoot over and knock you off. See, just like that. Apply the brakes, let him go. At this point, just let him go. There's no reason to fight for it. No reason to fight for it. We keep going, keep trading positions because now he's getting pissed. Now, if he hit head on with that car, they're instantly going to stop, which is going to make a hazard in front of you that you're going to have to swerve around. So just, if that guy can get way ahead, even better. All right, just cruising. I love this. Okay, all over the place in our line, but we're still doing fine. Okay, we have a turn to the right. Can't see, can't see, can't see, can't see, can't see. Now we can see. Nope, still can't see. Now we can see. Oh, we're a little bit too fast around the corner. Had to layer down. Ooh, could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse. And sun in the eyes. Also be aware of that. Sun in the eyes is gonna go like, and then you like open your eyes just barely. You can barely see. That could be a problem. That's why I like wearing sunglasses when I'm riding or having the visor. This is a face shield, but the visor, like a dual sport bike helmet, I can kind of go down like it's like a hat and look through that. Yeah, and clean your visor too. Great one, Horvath. I love having you guys in the chat. Another thing is if you have a dirty like a face shield and it's like spotted and whatnot, it's like looking through a dirty window. It's just going to blur everything, and you need to have really good vision when it comes to stuff like this. So yeah, clean your face shield. Clean your face shield, very important. It's like looking through sunglasses or glasses that are all messy. You're not going to see well.
If you're a small content creator,
okay,
use this sound to gain.
Whoa, a little close. One second. I saw something on the right.
Use this sound.
Okay, it was just another motorcyclist going by. Okay.
A
little close.
Subscribers. Don't believe me?
If you don't know who that person is, don't do that. Don't pass in the same lane. It's just not nice, okay? If it's a group ride, I still wouldn't do that. So just don't do that. How about that? Just don't do that. Combat vets, thank you for your service. Oh, somebody pulled out. Okay, so this is a big hazard. So when I say intersections and corners are dangerous for motorcycle riders, this is a big reason for it. So now one pattern, there's multiple patterns that I tell you guys to look out for. Open lane pattern, side of the vehicle, blind spots, right? And I also want you guys looking for signs, but the patterns, the main ones that we keep seeing all the time is open lane pattern and sides of the vehicle. Now, what do we have right here? A side of the vehicle. You see how it's the side of it? This is the back side of the vehicle. This is the back side of the vehicle. Is this the backside? Yeah, it's the backside. Okay. But we have a side of the vehicle. Now, right now, it's not a big deal. So let's go ahead and take a look. Let's go ahead and circle that back up. So side of the vehicle. Okay. Hazardous pattern that should cause us to be like, that's interesting. That's it. That's all it should do so far. Okay. When it comes to planning our ride, we're in a good position for safety. We have a good space cushion away from that side of the vehicle. We're locating the hazardous situation. That's the, that looks interesting. I know from watching Dan and the Fireman that sides of the vehicles indicate that they could possibly come at me and I could T-bone them or they T-bone me. It also indicates it's an intersection. Okay, interesting. Is it a relevant threat? Not right It could be, but it's not an active threat because it's not in our lane. It's not going to hit us right now, but we're still kind of doing this. But so it's a relevant threat. So once it gets into that relevant threat feel, I'm ready. So when you're like, I'm ready, what you're doing is covering the brakes. You're making sure, because with position for safety, you have an escape path, right? You already picked one out. So what's your escape path? I can't go left. Okay. Well, I can emergency accelerate, or I can apply the brakes progressively really hard. So emergency progressive braking or acceleration. Those are basically your escape paths. Those are your emergency maneuvers that you can do. But you're prepped. You have your hand on that front brake and you're ready to give it throttle if you need to. So you're ready. That's what you're doing in that relevant threat stage. In the active threat stage, you do it. You do it. Whatever it is that you're doing it to get yourself away from that. And then you get yourself away from it and put yourself in a new position for safety. That is the process. It's constantly doing this and you're doing it quickly. So right now, you see how I'm talking about it? I had to pause life. I had to pause reality to go through the whole process. When you're riding and you're consistently doing this over and over again, it goes quick, 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 quick. And it becomes instinctual. So you're doing pretty good with that. The main thing here is looking for these patterns because humans are great pattern recognition animals. So we see this. Okay, cool. Now we're here with the plan. Relevant threat. Looks like they're going in the first available lane, so I should still have my lane, but we're going to be really close. I don't like it. What I do in this situation is I kind of roll off the throttle. So I get that engine braking going. I roll off the throttle just a little bit. I get that engine braking going. And what that's doing is getting weight on that front tire a little bit more. So when there's weight on that front tire, when I apply the brakes, there's weight on that front tire. It means there's more traction, more traction, more traction. Here, can't really stop in time. Can't do much. So I got weight on that front tire because I rolled off the brakes. Well, I'm going to give it some gas, give it some throttle, get a little bit more weight on that rear tire, and go. I'm going to get myself out of the situation with emergency acceleration. When I say emergency acceleration, I don't mean pin it hard and get to 120. I mean, we're going 55. I give it some throttle. I get up to 65 real quick. And then I roll off the throttle back to 55. Okay? It's not, boom, I'm going for like another 2 minutes. It's like, no, I do it, get out of the situation, roll off the throttle, and if I need to, I'll apply a little bit of brakes to get my back down to the speed limit. So this is perfectly fine. That's a scary situation though. Okay, 120 kilometers. Oh. Take a quick look. We're supposed to be going 60. We're going 120. Going double. So that means we're not going with the flow of traffic. Everyone on this road assumes everyone on this road is going 60 kilometers an hour. So when somebody, I'm assuming he's going to make a lane change because his tire is on the line. If somebody's going to do a lane change, somebody's going to pull out, they assume everyone's going 60. It's hard for people to judge speed, especially on a motorcycle. We're super tiny back there. We're super tiny up front. When they see a car that's super tiny back there, they know the car, when they get closer, is going to be bigger. So they're going based off the size of the vehicle. That's what they're doing with their brain. So with a motorcycle, it's like, oh, they're really tiny back there. They're going 60, so they're not close. Well, if you're going 120, you're going twice the fast, so they pull out and boom, you hit them. All right, so go the speed limit. That's my thing. Okay, they switch lanes. Not a big deal. You moved out of the way. Okay? They didn't see you. It's at night too. You're super tiny and you're going fast. You're going double. All right, all over. Okay, having some fun. Good braking. Good job. Good job. Low res at the top. Good job. What I was saying, you can see sides of the vehicle easier in the daytime. But at nighttime, you have different hazards, which means your visibility is less. You can't see as far. Things blend in with all the lights. So we're coming up to here. We're doing this, having some fun, not a big deal. Now the vehicle pulls out. Thankfully, this person was actually paying attention. So CS Fire, good job. When you hear the whoa, that's the perceiving something's happening, and then the vocalization of something's happening. So you see it, then you say it. What I want you to be doing is seeing it, doing something with your body. You see it, do a swerve. You see it, do emergency braking. You see it, do emergency acceleration. Don't, I see it, rev bomb. No. I see it, yell. I see it, horn. No, don't do that. I see it, fight for the lane. No. I want you to only do 3 things. Emergency acceleration. You see it, emergency acceleration. You see it, emergency braking. You see it, emergency swerving. That's it. Those are the 3 tools that you have. All the other ones are trinkets. All the other ones, people told you these tools you need. Rev bombing will save your life. No. Those 3 things are the only things that will actually do something. So good job with the braking. Emergency braking saved this person from colliding into the side of this vehicle. So good job. Good job. Once you do it, you're still in the roadway though. So this is where I talk about this when I filmed the part of the Smart Rider training manual for the neighborhood riding. You did emergency braking. You solved your problem. Let's go back just a little bit. You solved. Let's go back. Emergency braking, you solved. Okay, right here. You solved your problem. Good job. You're in a new problem. What are the active threats? Cars behind us. Doesn't look like, maybe there's one right there. But cars, more traffic. We're stopped in traffic. That's the new active threat. How do we get ourselves in a new position for safety? Well, we're in the lane, space cushion, line of sight, escape routes, right? We're all good. The problem is that we're stopped with flowing traffic. We want to get back up into the flow of traffic. So how do we go from a stopped position to the flow of traffic in an emergency fashion? Emergency acceleration. So we emergency stopped, great. Now we have to get ourselves going with emergency acceleration. So this is where you get to have that little bit of fun. Okay, we're in 3rd gear. You can still take off in 3rd gear. Really good friction and throttle. Maybe downshift to 2nd. Go. Get yourself up to the flow of traffic as quick as possible while looking ahead and making sure there's no other hazards. So emergency braking, emergency acceleration now to get yourself out of here. Don't sit. Don't sit right here. You have traffic. All right, here we go. Moto tie. What do we got here? Oh, a little sneak. A little sneak. Can't really see much. We're looking down. We have our GPS on the handlebars. I use my rock form mount. I absolutely love mine for my GPS. That's the exact reason why. We have a right turn coming up ahead, so we got to be paying attention to that. We're coming up to here, and we have somebody sneaking out. Okay, so what do we do here? Emergency acceleration. Maybe move over to the right, maintain our speed so we can get ourselves out of there. Did good. Fine. Handled it. Got a turn coming up. Yeah, boy!
Clearly wasn't ready to take the corner.
Clearly wasn't ready.
He ended his ride by completely wrecking his bike.
Oh, don't wreck your bike, buddy. Okay, buddy up ahead wrecked. Oh, yep, went a little too wide. A little too fast, a little too wide. Crashed into the guardrail. Is he walking? That's good. Good job moving over the side so you don't get hit yourself. He's walking, that's good. He's able to talk, that's good. His airway's open. That's not what the bike's supposed to look like. Got very lucky. Because if you see that, look at this is metal. This is metal. And it's broken. Like it's broken, it's bent. Our flesh isn't as strong as this metal. So if you see something like this, assume that energy transferred into the human body and can cause some damage too. So yeah, the guy's walking, that's great. I'm glad he's walking, he's doing fine. But I'm still concerned about pain, maybe some broken ligaments, maybe some tearing here and there. A little bit concerned about that. But still, I want you guys to see this because this guy is very lucky. A lot of people aren't this lucky. This is what their bodies will look like. You see how the bike doesn't look like a normal bike? You see a little bit of an assessment for those of you that want to like learn rescue. We're going to teach at the MSU, Michigan State University this weekend. I want you guys to see this. This bike doesn't look normal. There's some deformities, right? Some broken deformities. It's obvious that there's something wrong. So if you see somebody after a crash and it's like it's obvious this person does not look like a human being anymore, or parts of it, like his leg is bending the wrong way, his arm's bending the wrong way, this is not working, like he's twisted up. Well, he's obviously injured. Obviously injured. So that's going to point you where you need to probably fix. So if you're a mechanic here, or you're somebody who's going to restore this vehicle, where should we start? What are some things that we should work on? We're going to have to get a new rim. We're going to have to probably work on a whole new triple tree and a whole new swing arm and all this other stuff. Suspension's probably all screwed up. We have engine parts broken. We have all these different parts, right, that we can focus on. Do you think the seat is tore up? We don't worry about the seat. Do you think the rear fender's tore up? No, you probably don't have to worry about the rear fender. Do you think the chain's broken? Not really. The areas of focus will drive you where you want to go. Also, don't let it distract you either, because there's definitely parts in the engine we have to work on. So if this is a human being and this is the leg, it's like, and he's bleeding out right here. Okay, let's focus on that. Okay, so up here, let's focus on this. Let's focus on this. We don't really have to focus on the left foot. The right foot's all tore up, but we don't have to focus on the arms because they're not messed up. But we need to come back to it at some point. I don't know. It's just a quick assessment. Just wanted to point out a little bit of motorcycles. All right, we got a turn coming up. Hey, Moto Ty, once again. You? Oh, we got a side of the vehicle come out. Good job applying the brakes. Handled it. How you doing, Car Geek? Guan Moto, my first close call, got too distracted by the oncoming overtake, had way too much speed in the following turn, and used too much back brake. A little too much rear brake with the right foot. Not good. Not good. All right, so what do we got here? He's going to panic a little bit probably. That was a close call right there. Oh, new rider. Close call. Good job. Get back in your lane. Very good. So what do you think happened there? I'm going to point out what I think would be kind of obvious, okay? So we are riding. Okay, we're a brand new rider. His first close call. We all know this. If you've been riding for any length of time, you have a lot of close calls. It's just the way it is, okay? It's a brain fart. Yeah, we're getting there. So if his first close call, it means he's kind of a new rider, right? Getting up to here, riding, just chilling, just maintaining throttle, increasing throttle. We see this. We see the person in our lane. We're still maintaining throttle. We see this person. We're now focused on this rider right here. We're now focused on this. Okay? But we're just doing this, huh? But what's happening for us in our world? We're about to go through a corner. So if we're focused on this, we're like, huh? Maintaining our speed, which is actually climbing. So we're climbing speed. We're like, huh? When we get up to here, now it's like, oh crap, I got a corner. I got distracted. Exactly. Target fixated on the wrong thing. Got distracted, got rattled. Yep. And so then now we're like, oh crap, we're in a corner. I wasn't not preparing for this corner. I was just kind of looking at this other dude. And now that I'm going too fast in this corner, oh crap. Now at this moment where it's like, oh crap, this is where people panic. This is right here, this moment. Most people will just slam the front brake, or they'll target fixate on the outside and just go without slowing down or nothing, just go straight towards it. When you have this oh crap moment, get yourself back into what's my skill? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? And if you're having to say it 10 times and you don't know and you're like, oh man, I don't know what to do, it means you don't have the training for it. So what's the training? If you go a little bit too wide in the corner, you let off the gas. Yeah, so handle. You can let off the gas. You can roll off the throttle, get some engine braking. You can apply a little bit of front brake to slow yourself down. And you're still probably going to go wide, but what else do you need to do? You need to still turn. You still got to turn. You can't just be like, I'm going to go straight and figure it out. No, you got to turn and figure it out. So he did fine here, though. He did fine. He was real close. Real close. Get back in there. Pay attention. Oh, geez. Let's go back just a little bit. We're coming up to an intersection. We talk about patterns a little bit. It's an open lane pattern. So we talked about sides of the vehicle, and you can see that car already has had collisions. Nice little fender bender there. Open lane pattern. So what is that? Okay, we have a big, long line of cars. Big, nice open lane. This person's turning left. We don't have to worry about them. This person right here doesn't want to be stuck behind 1, 2, 3 when they could just be stuck behind 1. They could just be stuck behind one person instead of 2 or 3. So they're going to be like, cool. I'm going to go over here in the open. They don't even check their mirrors. They don't check their blind spot through the mirror. They don't look back. They don't do nothing because they have to make a quick adjustment right here because they're getting pretty close to this vehicle. So they're like, screw it. Let's just go. That's a big problem. So what do? This is what we see. We see an open lane. We have a red light. We see an open lane. Let's just go and slow it down. Let's be one of the last people up here. Just slow it down. Practice slow speed. You know, a little cruise. Downshift. Practice the slow speed. He's in first gear already, so you could just roll off the throttle. Not a big deal. Apply a little bit of brakes. Just kind of cruise gently up here. But if we see this open lane pattern, just watch out. Anybody might want to come out. It's pretty scary. Stay out of blind spots. So if this happens, he's already starting to swerve. Very good. Good job. Nice little swerve in and out. Whippy whip. Here we go. Whippy whip. Oh, somebody coming out. That's an open lane pattern. This is an open lane pattern when we're traveling. That was one at the intersection. So you see how that white van is stuck behind the big truck and sees that our lane is moving? They don't see us. In intentional blindness, they're only looking for cars. They're not looking for motorcyclists. The brain literally shuts off motorcycle riders to them, which sucks. It's because we're only about 4 or 5% of roadway users. 95% of the people on the road are cars, so that's what the brain focuses on. So it's up to us to recognize these patterns and get away from it. So handled it though. All right, here we go, cruising. What kind of helmet cam do we have going on here? All right, so somebody's coming out. Not a big deal. You went through. Not a big deal. It feels like it's a big deal, but it's not a big deal. All right. Oh, right there. I want to point out. We're coming up to an intersection, right? Neighborhood intersection. So he's doing his head checks. He can probably see further than the camera. Line of sight issue. Line of sight issue here. We can't see around these vehicles. So what you want to do is still stop at these lines right there. And then before you leave and get into the roadway, creep up a little bit more. Just creep up. And then when you can finally see, go. Let's see what happens. I have a feeling a vehicle is going to come out from this way. There it is. Couldn't see it until he started actually going. Don't commit until you can see. All right, so somebody's kind of sneaking out. We're going to move over to a new position for safety. Handled it very well. You see how he just kind of creeped over? All right, good job not speeding around these blind corners. Very good. You gonna dump the clutch accidentally? Great parking lot for practice. Why? Why? It looks like they're practicing. You see, I'm going to assume those are cones. This is a great parking lot. If there's no traffic to do your Smart Rider drills, you only need 10 cones to do 24 drills. Once you put the design down, you never have to change up the cones. You can just do the different things. So this guy kind of doing dumb stuff, wasn't paying attention, collides. Yeah, the guy on the right's an idiot. He's an idiot. Never invited to the group ride again. Two young lads just smoked each other trying to... Oh, okay, it's the same... What an idiot. Anonymous rider, here we go. Okay. What's up, police? Oh,
Hey, we're just gonna pull over here, okay? I just don't want you to take off on me.
Canada.
We're gonna pull over here. Okay.
Well, now I gotta walk it.
No, I'm just stopping you because your license plate is bent. I don't want you taking off on me.
Just because the license plate is bent? He's gonna do that?
I get guys taking off on motorcycles all the time.
Okay. So right there, that comment. I get guys taking off on motorcycles all the time. You know, it's kind of like think about it, you know, like a trauma response where it's like, you know, men and women, you know, in a relationship, it's like a woman's like, you know, I've always just had these D-bag guys and blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to treat you I'm going to protect myself and treat you terribly because I've only had D-bag guys. And same thing with men. It's like, I'm going to treat you terribly because I've always had women just take advantage of me. So I'm going to treat you bad, or I'm going to treat you however like this because of my past history when that person probably didn't do anything wrong. And so then we have this motorcycle or this cop. He's like, you know, I've had motorcyclists do this to me, so I'm going to mess with you harder. It's like, I'm a new person. I didn't do anything to you. I'm not taking off. I'm listening to you. Why did you have to take my key? Like, Like, but that's the thing, is that cops deal with a lot of crazy crap. So I have to give them a little bit of grace. And so this is a great opportunity for the motorcycle rider. Okay, right? Okay, so you have that. Like I just explained all that. This is a great opportunity for the motorcycle rider to show him that not all motorcyclists are like that. So a little bit of patience, a little bit of grace, a little bit of forgiveness. This is a great opportunity for the motorcycle rider to be like, hey, I'm not going to take off on you. Not all of us are like that. I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to pay attention. Okay? Hey, we're just chill. We're good. I'm a good guy. You know? And then maybe he'll calm down. Because there's nothing you can do to change this other than how you respond to this. Okay?
All the time on me?
Okay.
Do you have your driver's license on you?
Yeah, just let me take the...
I don't want to see the end cards. I want
It's
to...
unbelievably loud, by the way. What'd you do to make it so loud?
You see how there's a little bit of a... Hey, Dr. Disrespect's playing. There's a little bit...
This guy's got an AK.
No, we're not watching Dr. Disrespect. We're going to watch something else. But we'll talk more about this after the video. But anyways, with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Let's go and stop the recording. There we go. Yeah, that's a good opportunity. That's a good opportunity to like just be a good person. You know? Just because people act stupid doesn't mean we have to act stupid. Really. Now, there's a time and place for it. There's definitely time and place for it. If he kept acting stupid, then my go-to when somebody's acting dumb towards me, and when I say dumb, I mean like this, a little bit authoritative. My go-to is being sarcastic. And that gets me in trouble sometimes. I like being sarcastic. I don't know. It's all situational. Depending on what he said, I'll just be a smart ass. You do, Colin? Yeah, same here. I am a big smart ass. It got me in trouble a lot in the fire service. When I say trouble, I just mean I got a few closed door meetings with my captain. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know, in order to be a smart ass, you have to be creative. And look at me here. We got pizzas. We got this whole thing going on. We're having a good time, you know. Got to be creative. Man, my voice is already going out. That's not good. That's not good. I need to keep my voice for Michigan State University presentation with Tremoto. Oh, yeah. The only reason why I ever argue is to piss people off. Yeah. That's a weapon, so only if they deserve it, right? Now, if somebody's like upset, I'm not going to be like, and you can tell it's like, wow, this is a little much. I didn't do anything to you. Then I'll show some grace. I'll be like, what's going on? You're pissing me off. I'm about to be smart ass. I'm going to pause that. I'm going to pause my smart assery to kind of be curious by why you feel this way. I'll hold my boundary and hold my stance. I won't be mean about it. Let's be curious about this. And then if they keep going, or they're just straight up not listening and it's not someone I care about, like if it's a stranger acting like an idiot, then I'm a smart ass. The one thing that you can do, especially if it's a dude, here's what I found out. One thing that you can do is just be like, okay, buddy. Just say that. Be like, okay, buddy. That's like doing this to somebody versus flipping them off. They're like, oh. She'd be like, okay, buddy. I'm making myself, I've done that a few times and I'm thinking of those memories and it's making me laugh. It really pissed them off when I did that. I forgot even what they were saying. They're just like yelling. And they're just like, then they start, you know, like people kitchen sink it and they yell and they're just like yelling. Now they like say things that like definitely aren't true. Like just straight up not true. And I'm like, okay, buddy. All right. You might want to calm down. All right. I think you're making things up. All right, buddy. Oh man. Okay, Sparky. That's an older one though. I remember hearing that one. I think you're dating your age there, Douglas. You got to be over 40. I'm 38, so I've heard that a few times. Sparky, that pisses people off. But Buddy really gets them going. Like saying, okay, dude, doesn't work that way. Or just like looking at him being like, all right, yeah, okay, yeah, all right, yeah. You got me, yeah. Just be, I miss being a smartass. I try not to do it as much. I just like now. I just like look at them like, and then walk away. And just walk away. Douglas, did I get it? Was I right? Are you over 40? Are you over 40? Did I get you? Let me know how that works. That's a good one. Let me know how that works out for you. That's a good one. South Park. Yeah. All right, we got two more. I got to get through these. I got to edit these. I still got some old footage. I got some extra footage from last week that I got to throw in here. How you doing, Dean? All right, guys. We're going to jump into this one. I really want to show you guys. I really want to show you guys the street video, but it's 17 minutes long. I just get excited. Like, I just made this, and it's like I want to hand it out. All right. No, Harry. I'm going to try to get back to Tuesdays. The idea was to go golfing on Tuesdays because that works out better for me. Because I do need some downtime. But I'm going to miss you, Harry. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it works. Maybe Thursdays. I don't know. We're just going to switch it up. Maybe that's going to be the thing. I probably just need to make an announcement that this is the day, this week, this is what we're doing. Because it really kind of comes out to how things work. I don't know. We'll see. But here we go. We're going to hit the record button in 3, 2. What is up, everybody? Dan the fireman here. We have some crashes and close calls. The point of this is that if you're a brand new rider, we're going to go over these crashes and close calls so that you understand how it happened so you don't make the same mistakes again. So if you're brand new, pay attention to these videos because it's super important. This is a video from, I think, 4 years ago for MotoStars. So let's take a look.
The driver, despite noticing the
Live Free Moto.
and still stays on his side of the road.
Can't even be bothered to turn her head. Nope. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't do that. So we're going to go heavily. I don't think this is a good video for it, but we're going to go heavily into the plan method. This is a method that I developed. It's based on the OODA loop of observe, orient, decide, and act. I just switched observe and orient around. So position for safety is the orient. Let's go back. Locate hazardous situations is observe. Assess relevant threats is deciding. And then acting is the navigation of active threats. So I didn't just make it up. I took it from actual situational awareness training, and I wanted to make it specifically for motorcycle riders. So we're going to be focused heavily on this right now. This is an active threat. So what can we do to put ourselves into a new position for safety? Is that we can either emergency accelerate out, but I think this is a good spot for us to apply the brakes and maybe even move over towards this side to give ourselves that space cushion. So let's go ahead and take a look at some other videos. A lot of drivers don't look, so this is why it's important for us to be paying attention and doing stuff ourselves to get ourselves out of the dangers. Another point of contention here that I like to point out is, and I like saying point, so point. We have patterns. Okay, so if you're a brand new rider, maybe you're just kind of like, hey, I'm focusing heavily on how to make this bike go. Well, after you get past the make the bike go thing, you start to recognize the same situations over and over again. And I've watched probably 10,000 of these videos. I've got 3,500 videos on my YouTube channel. And there's probably like 30, 40 clips of this stuff in every video. So anyways, right here, this is a pattern that we see. There's a couple patterns. Open lane pattern, that's what this one is. And then there is also this side of the vehicle pattern. Hopefully we can see that at some point. But this is an open lane pattern And what we have here is a bunch of vehicles, and a big open lane. Okay? So, yeah, they're not supposed to cross that solid white line, but if you've been driving any length of time, you recognize people just do whatever they want to do. So, big concern here is that anybody might want to go into the shorter line. That's the concern. Now, it's not a big deal, okay, for normal reasons, but we're riding and we're getting up to here. So if somebody does peek out, they're going to possibly collide with us at any moment of this time. The only time that you're truly safe or in a position for safety is when you are finally parked off to the sides behind the vehicle and nobody can sneak out on you. So watch out for these big open lines and these big lines. There you go. Jeez, I can't talk. In a big open lane. This is at an intersection, but it can happen while everyone's traveling too. So let's see if we see any of those during this video. We can point them out a little bit more. Didn't check his blind spot. Okay. We're going to turn off, I'm assuming here. The person is coming over. Stop fighting for the lane. I don't want you, if you're a new rider, don't fight for the lane. That car will win no matter what. Car's going to win. Doesn't matter what kind of car. It could be the smallest car on the road. It's still heavier than you. And so the heaviness of it is going to hit you over. It's like me wrestling a sumo wrestler. I'm just not going to win. He's just going to knock me out. It's going to feel like an immovable object. And he's going to feel that I'm just a movable object. So if you get yourself into the situation, they start to creep out. That's one thing I notice whenever I'm riding is you start to recognize when the tire crosses the line first before you recognize the person's coming into your lane. Okay? So when I see the tire crossing a line, that means they're coming into my lane. At this point, I have a couple options. I can emergency accelerate out, but now I'm going to be super close to that white vehicle, or I can apply the brakes and just let them in. I'm just going to apply the brakes and let them in. Just going to do it. Not a big deal. I'm not going to worry about the horn. Not going to worry about nothing. Apply the brakes, let them in. I'm not going to get up to here because now they could just boop, keep going. Here we go. Look twice. Let's see. Roundabouts are dangerous. Okay. Not a big deal there. You just went around it. They stopped. They just stopped a little bit late. A little scary. A little pucker factor. The junction is notorious for red light runners or blockers. Okay. That's an awkward intersection. We have a few weird ones in Tucson. I think it's on like 22nd and it's next to the Target. Okay. If it's green does not mean you have to go. You don't have to. If it's not safe for you to do something, just don't do it. So we're coming up to here. It's not really safe. That person is going to you don't know what's going through the head. They might want to just gun it so they can get out of the intersection. They don't want to stop in the intersection. And so then if you're doing this, you're getting in between, it's going to scare the crap out of them. You could have just waited a little bit more for them to get out. That's all.
This is one of the worst things
Ooh, construction.
happened to a biker going back to
Ducati NYC vlog. I haven't seen you in a while. Oh, it's a 4-year-old video.
Fell over.
Uh-oh.
That fell over on that rock.
Uh-oh. Was he sliding this whole time? Like, what's going on? Oh.
I really hope nothing broke.
Oh, it just fell. It's a bad feeling. Yeah, take pictures.
Oh, that's cool.
Video.
My bike fell over.
Because you never know if like somebody knocked it over. Maybe there's some footage around. If there's like major damage, you can still contact your insurance, pay the deductible, hopefully get it paid to fix. They might want to do an investigation, so they have cameras they can look up and find out, get some license plate, whatever. Oh, that's probably going to be it right there. Oh, no, that's just leaking. No, that's the side stand. So the side stand, one thing that you got to watch out for is fresh asphalt on a hot day, specifically. Your side stand, especially if it's like super narrow, it will sink in. You also watch out for like dirt. If you're parking like on a dirt road or if it's not hard packed, it can just sink in. And then once it gets going, the bike falls over. So you know, like those little pucks, those little side stand pucks that are like super wide. They're like this, and you can put it down and then put your side stand on the puck. Those help out with the surface area. That helps out a lot. Yeah, you gotta watch out for that. All right, here we go. Let's take a look. We're passing. Hey, I want to point out, we just did an open lane pattern. We don't want to be stuck behind the bus. We see an open lane right here. We're going to go and switch over to the open lane. Based on the camera angle, it looks like he's looking into his mirrors, so at least he's doing that. I didn't see a head check, but we're doing the open lane pattern. So it's a human behavior. It's not just car drivers. We do it naturally. Hopefully, as motorcycle riders, since we're more vulnerable, we're doing a mirror check and a head check before we switch lanes. Okay? So he's doing the open lane pattern. So we switch lanes. And we're lane splitting between a bus. Okay? We're not paying attention to that. A little zoned out. Didn't see that. Made no evasive maneuvers. Didn't see any braking. So that tells me completely oblivious to what's happening. And I want to point out some extra context, maybe not for this incident here, but this is what happens with drunk drivers. They just don't see. They don't see. That's why, like, when you see drunk driver T-boning a family, it's like, why were they going 60? Because they literally just, they don't even pay attention. It's like there's no skid marks for them trying to stop. There's nothing. They didn't swerve out of the way. It's just a straight collision. Because they might see it, but then they're like, their delayed reaction time, they hit before they can actually do something because it's such delay. Same thing with drowsy driving. So bass covers. Yeah. So did he fall asleep? Same thing with drowsy driving and drowsy riding. So if we take a look at this, it's at night. Usually drunk drivers, night, maybe tired, maybe got off a long shift, maybe not paying attention, messed them up. Or he just straight up didn't see it. Oh, there's a little bit of braking towards the end. Hopefully you're wearing gear.
It doesn't look good when a biker loses their gear when riding.
Uh-oh, losing gear. So apply the brakes, put side stand down, put it in neutral, or just turn it off. Oh, lost a shoe. Did we lose a shoe? Oh, it's because you're wearing flip-flops, dude. Guys. I really, this is kind of funny. You see the caricature on the ground and the way he's walking and the way the character looks? It looks like he's walking just like that. I don't know. I find funny things out in the wild. Don't wear flip-flops. Don't wear flip-flops. That's not gear. It's a sandal. Wear some gear. Don't do that. We're just going to pad this video, Motostars. We're just going to let it run, let it play. Okay, here we go. Life on Yamaha YZ-FR 125. Having some fun. Little 125s are fun. Zoom, 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 zoom. All right. Oh. Hey, big trucks they go wide on turns. It's not a big deal. Don't be so close. Wait. Is this the UK or wherever? For those of you that are international and everything, I know there's L plates on motorcycle riders. Is this an L plate on a truck driver? Do they do L plates too for truck drivers and car drivers? Not just motorcycle riders? I didn't know if that was the case. I didn't know they did that. Oh, they do? Hey, cool. I learned something new today. All right, so group ride, pretty chill. We're all making turns, very good. Talking on Ricardo Pack Talk edges, you know. Oh, guys, this is why. I don't like. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of such big group rides that we need to have somebody in the intersection blocking traffic so that everyone can go. I don't like it. Yeah, he's trying to be a blocker. I don't like it. If not everyone can get through, I get it. I get why. But if not everybody can get through the intersection, okay. That's why I was saying, talk on your cardos. Like, hey, we got stuck at the intersection. We'll meet you at the end point. So at the beginning of a ride, hopefully you guys have an end point. And it's like, now it's 2 groups. Not a big deal. And if it gets broken up to 3 or 4 throughout the ride, that's perfectly fine. You at least know where to end up. You at least know where to go. But you can tell each other that on your Cardo Pack Talk Edges. There's a link in the description for 10% off. I don't like that because this could possibly happen. I don't want this happening. What if it's a group of 300 riders? So for me, I come from firefighting. We talk about span of control. Okay. So one leader or captain can really control 3 to 7 people max. So if it's one captain for one person, it's a waste of the leadership skills. So you try to give 3 people to one captain or one leader, so that one person can delegate things to 3 different people. But max is 7. Once you get past 7, you can't control everybody. You can't delegate enough. It's too much. And so I come from that line of service where span of control 3 to 7. So if it's a big group ride, let's say it's a big fire and there's 100 firefighters, well, one ride leader can't control 100 people. One chief can't control 100 people. He controls 3 to 7 assistant chiefs. These assistant chiefs control 3 to 7 captains. These 3 to 7 captains for each one controls the rest of the firefighters. So it's a pyramid type thing, all of delegation. So when it comes to like a big group ride, you need to have multiple road captains that has their own small group of people. And so then those road captains talk to a small group of other leaders. And that's why I think there needs to be more structure in a lot of these group rides, especially at these big group rides. And communication is one of the big ones. So I feel like with a group of 300 people is a lot. It's a lot of people. Let's just go to 30. If there's 30 people, then there should be like 5 to 7 leaders, and the rest of those people are attached to those leaders, and those leaders are the ones that know, like those 5 to 7 leaders are the ones that know where the end thing is or where we're going. They tell their people, but then they're in charge of their 3 to 7. 3 to 7, 3 to 7, 3 to 7, 3 to 7. And then you guys just go. So if it gets broken up, well, you have a leader that knows where they're going, and we're going. It's just, it's impossible to have one person direct 30 to 300 people. That's why you see the mob rides. People are just acting out, freelancing everywhere. Yeah, even 10 people is not easy to handle for one person. Oh! What happened? Write in the comments. Yeah, big events, police escorts are really important. All right, so probably trying to make a right-handed turn. Couldn't make it. Started panicking, slammed the front brake, dumped the bike. Yeah, blocking at night is just... Unless you have like... It's giving me a seizure. What's up with the music?
We've got
All
another
right.
situation here where
Cool Breeze Rider, how you doing? Oh, it's a 4-year-old video. You used to see him all the time. Oh, what the heck? What happened? Did you just fall over? New rider mistakes, slow speed maneuvers to get yourself from a stop to make a right-handed turn. Guess how you can practice that, everybody? Using the Smart Rider motorcycle training drills I developed. There's me on the back side. And what it is 10 cones placed. There's a dimensions and setup section right there. You only have to set up the cones once. Use a QR code if you want to scan that and watch me do it. And you can do 24 different designs all the way from beginner, easy, moderate, hard, and expert mode. Practice in a parking lot. You don't need a big space. Have some fun so that you don't make mistakes like this trying to go cruising out slowly. You're going to be able to go crazy slow.
I got you, bro.
There you go. See, I like it that Cool Breeze ran. All these people just stood and watched.
Oh, hold on. All right.
They just stood and watched. He went to help. I love that. All right, here we go. Open lane pattern to the left. Not a big deal, though, because we're making a right-handed turn. So we're going through this intersection right here. Nice and easy. Hopefully there's no gravel or anything like that. That person's going to intersect with us. They got in front of us. Not a big deal. They're going to go ahead and do that. We just moved out of the way. Not a big deal. Moved on. We had a little render error there. That's why I turned green for a split second. And we're going to go ahead and accelerate out. Who cares? Happens. All right, here we go. Anybody coming around this corner? We don't know that. We're going to maybe... Ooh, lost a little traction there and went a little bit wide. Check your pants after that one. Maybe take it easy on the rest. Here we go.
Blocking the lane, got many other...
We're in the blind spot of this red car. Open lane pattern to the left. That person wants to come over to your right. You're slowing it down. Not a big deal. Person behind you is pissed off that you did that. I don't care. Switched over. Very good. Give yourself a space cushion. Put yourself in a new position for safety. Move over. Move over. Very good. Not a big deal. Passing. Okay, watch out. There you go. Get back in your lane. You can't see what's around this corner coming up. You don't want to be making a passing movement for that. Person is acting kind of dumb. Once you start seeing stuff like this, roll off the throttle. Roll off the throttle. Maybe give it a little bit of break. Just a tiny bit. You want to stay away from this idiot. You want to stay away. If a car comes around this corner and is a head-on collision with this truck with all these freaking leaves, guess what's going to happen? It's going to be an immediate stop of those two vehicles. And if you're super close to this person, you're going to be a part of the accident. If you see an idiot driving like this, just go ahead and roll off the throttle. If other people want to pass you and get close to the idiot, perfectly fine. I'm staying away. I'm staying away. Or on a straightaway, I'm getting ahead of them and going. But this right here, no. I want a space cushion away from this accident waiting to happen. And also debris falling off. That's not going to be a fun thing. Yeah. Yeah, final destination type stuff right there. Yeah, no. Roll off the throttle. Let it, see it right there. There you go. Straight away, get ahead of them. Get out of there. So you have to, yeah, right there though. That's a little scary because you're accelerating right before the turn. So as soon as you do that, apply some brakes and get ready to turn right. Get ready to turn right. He did good though. That rider did good.
The man's aggressive behavior.
Oh geez, old man yelling at clouds. Nice little pit bike. Yeah, just get out of there. Just get out of there. Who cares? You don't have to be a D-bag about it. Because then you have that. Just get out of there. No, don't be a... I said I like being a smart ass when it comes to people that are being idiots, but this is like being a douchebag. You guys get that? There's a difference between being a smart ass and a douchebag. This is like getting closer to douchebag.
Come on!
So I'm gonna skip it. Oh, braking. Good job with the emergency braking and then swerving out of the way. Why did that person stop? We don't know. But both those riders did really good. One swerved, one braked. That's all he had. Good job. Yeah. Shirtless man. This is a one-way road. Okay, people make mistakes. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Just move on. Looks like we're at a beach town, possibly. Yeah. Okay, so everyone's just kind of cruising. Why are they stopping? We don't know. We're just going to get around them. Not a big deal. Move on. Who cares? Who cares? You're just going to do the whole roundabout? Okay. Cuts off biker in front of me? Okay. No, it looks like they just turned. This person's kind of finding things and like blowing them up. So remember, this was 4 years ago, back when motorcycle riders would purposely go out and ride to find close calls so that they could be on Moto Stars and Moto Madness and everything. I'm glad the culture shifted to where people are actually paying attention and like practicing their skills. I'm glad people aren't doing this stuff anymore. Okay, don't do that. Oh, the guy in the white right here. He's kind of an ass. Kind of an ass. Didn't have to do that, but still don't be passing on the right. Kind of a D-bag move. With that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, grab yourself a slice of pizza, and get out of here. All right, so we got that one. All right, we got another one. We got another one. Hey, what's up, guy with the hand? You might want to get it checked. It's a little discolored. Same with your face on this side. Kind of interesting. I'm going to get some water. So while I'm going to get some water, I want you guys to just kind of watch.
All right, everybody.
It says chapter 6, but it's actually chapter 5 because I switched some things out. This is the riding portion. So on this part, before this, we did friction zone braking, learning motorcycle controls, minimum type of gear. And so now we're going to go up and down the street. Okay, so I'm going to explain a little bit. You're not going to be able to see the whole video because I'm going to get water and come back. But this is part of the Smart Rider Training Manual to how to start riding in the neighborhood for the first time. You don't have to take the MSF.
In this chapter, we're actually riding up and down the street. So we're not exiting into the actual neighborhood. We're going to start off here. We're just going to go up and down. So first off, there's going to be 3 parts to it, okay? So the 3 parts are going to be paddle walking. So we're going to be using our feet to do that. Let's go ahead and turn this baby on. And so since we're going to be paddle walking the very beginning, the main goal here is to finding that balance while we're moving and using friction zone and throttle control. So we're going to give it a little bit. Okay, we're not going to shift into second gear. Let's stay into first gear. So don't worry about shifting yet. We're going to worry about shifting when we go out into the neighborhood itself so we have more room to play with. All right, so the startup procedure. Here we go. We're going to swing our leg over. New day, different shirt. So you can wear something like this. It's a jersey shirt. So I got this from Voss. You know, it's a little dirt bike jersey. It's still not going to help you when it comes to impacts, but it's definitely better than nothing when you don't have a jacket. And before I actually even start this up, let's go ahead and go over some of the other stuff. We're not using any cones, okay? So we don't need to put cones here. We're utilizing the pin bar on my shoulder in the road itself. Okay,
paddle walking.
Get to the complete opposite side to start, because you know I'm practicing this stuff and don't need to be in the. Now we're here, feeling the bike. Now if it gets a little bit too fast, you're like, oh crap, I can't do that. You know, paddle walking too much. You can kind of do this. All right, we're coming up to this driveway.
So we just go from driveway to driveway, kind of doing this.
Okay, that feels good actually. But now I'm going to try to
our feet up.
I'm not about.
We're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep doing it. Put our feet up, and then we're going to get to the point where we are doing figure eights, using the whole street.
I'm going to go ahead and pause. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a right-handed U-turn. If you need to paddle walk this first one, not over here.
So then we finally get to the point where we are doing this.
The whole point is to get you to a point where you're able to do a head check, you're switching over, you see this over here, you're using friction zone and a little bit of throttle control, you're turning the handlebars. This is what I want it to look like at the end of this chapter. I want you to just be able to cruise. You're like, I want to get the second gear, but Dan said stay in first, so we're staying in first. So I'm just going to keep doing this. And this is what I want it to look like before you start heading out into the neighborhood, which is the next chapter, okay? So we're slowing it down for the turn. We're doing the U-turn. Now, if you're like, oh no, I got to do that, that's perfectly fine. You could still do that.
So that's, we go from not knowing how to ride to going up and down our street, doing U-turns. So left-handed U-turn, right-handed U-turn. We're doing that up and down the street. And then we get into the actual neighborhood itself. We're practicing shifting, mercy braking, mercy swerving, mercy acceleration, all that stuff. So that's how I learned. That's how I learned. I didn't have MSF when I started. I started off in my one street. I was just going up and down the street, doing some turns. And then I was like, okay, I feel confident enough to get on the rest of the neighborhood. So then I just went in the neighborhood, doing the same stuff in the neighborhood. Then I'm like, okay, cool. I feel confident here. Now I can go on to the road, the main roads. So that's how I learned. And that's how the Smart Rider Training Manual is going to be teaching you. So I'm teaching you exactly how I learned. Which, when I started doing that, it really made me think, that's how I learned how to ride a bike. Just up and down my own street, that one street, like a couple houses, back and forth. Like I remember as a kid, I don't even know but yeah, it's like, go to the light. That's as far as you can go. That light pole, that's as far as you can go. And then the house. That's the only time, that's as far as you can go until I got really good. And then it's like, and I got older. It's like, okay, now I can ride the neighborhood. So I'm going to teach you that. And that's the whole process when it comes to learning how to ride a motorcycle on your own. So I can't wait till that video series is complete. Module 1 is pretty much complete, which is that video series. So once it's complete, I'm going to work on Module 2. And once Module 2 is done, oh, that's cool. Module 2 and Module 3. And then I'll let out Module 1 for everybody on YouTube. All right, Peregrinus. All right, we're going to hit the record button in 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, we have a MotoStars video. I think this is like 3 years old, and we're going to go over some crashes and close calls because as new riders, you're going to be seeing a lot of crashes and close calls. Hopefully, you're not going to be having them yourself, but you're going to hear some stories. So the whole point of this is that we're going to be going over the plan method so that we can understand how to avoid a lot of these things, and I'm going to give you some tips on what to do if you ever get into these situations. So let's take a look at this. So we're getting on the interstate. Okay, this is the on-ramp.
Biker changes lanes too confidently and without necessary caution.
So we have to accelerate to get up to this flow of traffic, but it doesn't necessarily mean we have to go into the lanes right away. So what happened there is that this motorcyclist didn't want to be stuck behind the white vehicle, that white van in front. And I get that feeling all the time. That's perfectly fine. And so it's like, I want to get over into the main road. Okay, not a big deal. But you're supposed to do a head check to see if there's any traffic coming. Okay, and if you're not going the flow of traffic, let's say it's a 65-mile-an-hour road, and at this point you're only going 55, and you cut out in front of somebody, they're going to come at you pretty quick. So you have to accelerate out of there. Exactly, Horovac. So you have to accelerate on this part of the road and get up to speed and then merge. And if that vehicle in the white is causing you to be slower than normal, so that could be a semi, this happens a lot. They can't get up to speed really quick. One thing you can do is actually accelerate on the shoulder if it's not safe to merge yet. Accelerate on the shoulder and then get over. Or you can wait until it's clear and then go. But right here, he did not wait to go. And he crossed the gore area, which is not safe to do, by the way. Yeah. So thankfully, the white truck saw him. Because if not, it could have been pretty bad. Could have been pretty bad. You can't get mad at the white truck. You can't get mad at him. Get mad at your friend. Call him an idiot. Watch out for buses. People get on and off it. Scary. Good job with braking, not slamming it. If we slammed the brakes, we would have fell down. Okay, we got cut off. Okay. I don't understand that part. Why are we pointing out the fact that we're supposed to go straight or turn right in that lane? It sounds an awful lot like this vehicle didn't want to turn right, so they went into the lane to the left to go straight. It's just that we're kind of, let's see, we got into the blind spot and you can see, okay, so I want to point out, if you're brand new to riding or driving, You probably don't know this. There's a lot of stuff that goes on when you're trying to figure it out. Or if you've been riding or driving for a long time and maybe you never heard of this. When a car switches lanes, you kind of see it last second because the car now is all of a sudden in your lane, right? It's kind of scary. I always look for where the tire is and where this line is. Now, if the car tire gets close or crosses that line, that's when I know it's coming into my lane. And you'll see that before the car actually gets into your lane. So I want to point it out real quick. So right there. See how the car tire is crossing the line? About right there. If they get too close, they can't color within the lines like a kid with crayons, they're going to cross over. So right now, I definitely know that he's coming into our lane. Okay, so if that's the case, now that I know that, I need to respond to it. So what am I going to do? Do I fight for it? Do I stay in the blind spot? No, I'm going to roll off the throttle and apply some front brake. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. So this whole thing about getting super close, getting pushed towards the curb, and then being like, hey, they're supposed to be in this lane. It doesn't solve the problem. You see how the problem is solved now? Doesn't this feel safer? Like right here, does this feel safe? No. Does this feel safe? No. Does this feel safe? Not really.
How you doing?
Does this feel safe? Yes. So then how do we go from this? How do we go from this
How you doing, man?
to this, where we feel safe? Well, when we see this, we don't speed into it. We roll off the throttle, apply the brakes, and keep ourselves in a position for safety. Because we just located a hazardous situation. Is it a relevant threat? Yes. Is it an active threat? Not yet. Now it is. Now, as an active threat, we have to do something and navigate ourselves into a new position for safety. Navigating with our brakes to allow them in so that we can get into a safe spot instead of fighting for it.
How you doing, man?
If we just applied the brakes and let them in, this is what it would look like right here. Not a big deal. So pay attention. Do the appropriate stuff.
It's my lane. You were in a different lane. You didn't even indicate. You changed lanes. Look up, look back. There are two lanes. I was going in the left-hand lane. It's a bus lane and meant for the bikes. Yeah. So you look in your mirror and so indicator. You. So
Yeah, okay. All right, so cruising, having some fun. Hopefully don't go wide. Oh, geez. Here we go. Don't put your feet down. Don't put your feet down. All right. So a nice, long, wide, arcing turn does not mean you just keep increasing speed. It means you maintain your speed to maintain the arc. If you keep giving it throttle because you're like, this is easy, it's fun. This is fun. You're going to start going wide. Okay, you're going to start going wide. Now, if you start going wide, because we all make mistakes, hopefully you don't make this a lot. If you start going wide, what got you into what got you going wide? So what's going to get you not going wide? Rolling off the throttle. Still turning. You're turning in both, right? You're turning in both. It's just all of a sudden you're going wide. So if you roll off the throttle, you're going to go less. So speed. It's not about maintaining your speed or increasing speed. It's about maintaining throttle. Okay? I'm sorry. Let's turn that around. I said it wrong. It's not about maintaining your throttle like this. It's about maintaining your speed. So if you're going too fast and like 60 is now causing problems, you can adjust your throttle. Just slow it down. All right, here we go. Going around. Filmed with potato. Filmed at like 12 frames per second. Oh, lost a little traction on that one. All right, so we did a little open lane pattern. I want to point out we have a side of the vehicle right here. Side of the vehicle. See how the side of the vehicle is sticking out? Right there. You see the side of the vehicle kind of sticking out? There's another side of the vehicle. So what does that mean? Side of the vehicle. Side of the vehicle. It means it's an intersection. It means that this car can go this way, this car is going this way, and we're going this way. So it's doing this. That's an intersection. It's a cross intersection, okay? So when you see that, what do? Roll off the throttle, apply a little bit of progressive braking. And then move on. We didn't do anything. We didn't do anything. We just flipped them off. We just did this. That's all we did. Come on now.
Even though these riders were moving
Beautiful area.
slowly and cautiously, the ride
This looks
ended
like
in an unexpected
Payson
way.
or like
It
Flagstaff.
just ended with valuable lesson being learned.
Try to stay on the straight lines. You'll see the
Handled it.
Oh my god.
Don't stop. It's a cattle guard. Oh crap. That's gonna be fun to get out. It's probably Canada. Looks like it's Canada or something. I don't know. She panicked. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
It's okay, let's get you out of
Brief. Got full gear.
Switch.
What?
Don't worry about the bike.
Okay, sit down.
Bike probably shut off on its own. New rider.
You okay?
Yeah, just check the bike that I turned the kill switch off. I'm okay, I'm not
You're
hurt.
okay. Alright, so he was trying to explain, it's a definitely new rider. Definitely new rider. Nice little bike. That's gonna be a painted lift. Doable with 2 people. Look at that bus. Yeah, we got some helpful people.
Can we get a hand just lifting the bike? That would be great.
Alright. Look at this dude. Yeah, boy. Alright, let's take a look at this. So he was trying to explain to her how to go over a cattle guard. He did really well. Let's go and listen to what he has to say.
On the straight lines.
Fortunately, it just ended with valuable lesson being learned.
Try to stay on the straight lines. You'll
So
see
trying to stay on the straight line. So I just want to point out right there. You see how like it doesn't look like it's much? Like it looks like it's pretty flat. Like there's nothing. It's just like metal. It's like not a big deal. And then you get up to here. It's like, oh, interesting. So he's telling her to just go on the straight lines. Okay. I have a feeling that the straight lines, when she gets her tire here, and she can't balance it exactly straight. It's hitting the sides of these metal pieces of metal, like kind of like a tram track, and that's what got her into this issue. You can literally just go over this part, or this part, or this part, or this part. Any of the parts, really. I honestly would avoid that part and this part. I would avoid those, actually. That's not a fun thing. So we have these in Arizona a lot, and they're big. Like these gaps are enough to get your whole arm in there, and your leg, like your calf muscle in there. they're pretty wide. But if you go over it, right, like you don't have to go slow. You could just go regular speed. Let's say 15 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour. You can do it at 30, 40, 50, 60 miles an hour. Just go over it. It's pretty easy. It's pretty standard. So he's telling her to go on the straight lines. Okay. You know, it could be doable, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. I would just tell her, just go over, just follow me. This is what I would say. Go exactly where I go. And I would have gone here. I would say, just go over it exactly how I'm going. Go 20 and just go straight. Don't apply the brakes. Don't try to go slow. Just go. And it's like, it's going to be scary, but you're going to do it. Now that that's said, you see that last little part right there? He's like, it jostled him. That's the metal on the sides right there. Okay. So you see how she's going much slower? I would have been saying, go faster. Go a little faster. And then, of course, she's going to argue with me. I'm scared. It's like, go faster. I'm scared. I'm fast. And then she crashes. She'll blame me anyways. But I would have just said, go a little faster. Go 15. I need you to go 15. Okay?
Oh my god.
But you see how slow she's going? See how... And then panic. Okay. When in doubt, throttle out. So just go. So she's trying to make it perfect. And when you're trying to make it perfect, what do? You slow down. Just have her go over that. Go 15, go 20. Not a big deal. Stop! That sucks. Thankfully, she had some. They had some nice guys.
Great.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm scared.
For sure is.
Yeah, y'all see?
Yeah, boy. Yeah, get it. Yeah. Oh, damn. Where'd he come from?
Put that cart right there. Let me hop my go here and ran straight to the hospital. I can't feel.
Call the ambulance. Call the ambulance. He leaking.
Let me hop my go here and ran straight to the hospital. I can't feel.
Oh my gosh. Bikers get into a fight when this happened. What do you think was wrong here? Or who do you think was wrong here? Oh, snap. Well, I got armored gear. I could fight. Well, you want to fight, dog? I got a shark head. Or is that Sonic the Hedgehog? Oh, here we go. All right, I don't really care. You guys can watch that if you want. That's the title of the video. Just Google that, YouTube it. You can watch it if you want. I don't really care. It's all dark anyways. Damn, Motostars, how much are you going to dedicate to this? Jeez, let's move on. All right, because we're trying to learn, okay? All right, so we're going to go straight. We got pedestrians, not a big deal. It's a green light for us. Okay, lots of bikers up there. You going to wave? You going to do a little biker wave? Yeah, good job. Oh, good job. Rolling off the throttle, applying some brakes. Handled it, not a big deal. Handled it. All right, so we're gonna make this turn. Take it nice and easy. The chevrons, those signs, indicate it's a sharp turn.
The biker appreciated his riding boots, which
don't accelerate. Just maintain. Very good. Just maintain. Oh. Good job. I'll tell you what happened. So if he was accelerating hard, super hard, you see how just maintaining at 40, he was going 40, just maintaining 40. If he was going faster than that, he would have went off the road. Just maintaining 40, he almost like crashed. So when I was saying, I want to see if we can get up a little bit further. Hopefully it doesn't cut off.
Slipped.
So when I say, when I was saying maintain, is that I want you to maintain it until you get it right, probably like right here. So how your nose is pointed to where you want to go. This is where you accelerate. Okay? So let's go back just a little bit. I want to point out what happened. You see the tar sake? Yeah. So there's a crack in the road. So he hits that crack, leaning the bike over. The tire gets perfectly in it. Whoa. It looks like a crack, maybe filled up, so a tar snake. Okay, it's a tar snake. So if you're going through the turn, avoid those. You see how they're all over the place? So now that we're getting there, there's one right there. So just make a quick adjustment. Now just do this along there or along here. Just don't do it on the snake, the tar snake. That's all. You have to make adjustments. It sucks. You don't have to do that in a car. You don't have to do it in a car. But we got to do it here. You got to do it here on a motorcycle. Whoa. But if he was going faster, he's off. He's off on the side of the road. And I think that's barbed wire. I don't know if there are poles with you can't see it because of the pixelation, but he would have went into a fence or something. Got lucky.
Slipped.
Stop sign, okay. Hey, same person, no nonsense. Here we go. Somebody's coming out, not a big deal. It's our turn. Oh, they're gonna go? No, we're gonna make a turn. Oh, what are you doing, dude? Good job adjusting in the middle of a turn. Very fine. That's fine. Handled it. Don't do a U-turn. All right. $5.59 a gallon. Or is that a liter? Oh, dump the bike. Hopefully he didn't have the gas cap open. We're getting gas everywhere. Oh, we are getting gas everywhere. No. Ooh, gotta get some kitty litter. All right, here we go. The side of the vehicle popped out, not a big deal. Okay, you handled it, you rolled the throttle, applied some brakes, got yourself out of that. The old lady fell down, is that what that was? Right Motorcycle Adventures. Okay. What do we got going on here? Nice camera view to the left. Very nice. Is a deer gonna pop out? Nope. Just what the? The bike had to lay him down. What? How do you go from this? It's staged. You're right. It's probably staged. Need a thumbnail. Let's stage a thumbnail. Because I don't see any damage to the bike. I wouldn't want to damage my bike just for a photo or a video. Can't even tell what happened. All right, so the side of the vehicle popping out, not a big deal. Roll the throttle. You see how we're lowering the speed? See how we get up to the flow of him? Let's take a look at that. Okay, so we're going 56. Take a look, 56 miles an hour. We see them come out. We roll off the throttle. See how quickly we go down to 36? And now we're at the flow of traffic in front of us. And he's accelerating, the car is accelerating, so now we can gently accelerate too or switch lanes. But you see how we maintained a space cushion here? I really like that we maintained a space cushion because we rolled off the throttle. But you saw how quick that was? Just rolling off the throttle? We went down 20 miles an hour. All right, here we go. Coming up to a red light. What do we got here? Oil. Don't park in the middle because you might get oil. Okay. Okay, person turn left, not a big deal. Green. Okay. Why are you accelerating? Oh, dude, you did that. No, 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 no. You accelerated into them. Green. Sure, it means you can go. Listen, let's take a look. Let's take a look. You can't get pissed off at them. They almost hit me. You're all over the place, dude. Like you're. Oh. Remember, this is a three-year-old video. So back then they did that a lot. All right, how to ruin someone's corner enjoyment. Okay. They went to switch over, but they couldn't. I don't know. What the heck are they doing? Okay, but you were going pretty fast leading up to that. Can you even consider this a corner? Is this really a corner? Yeah, that driver's an idiot, but all these drivers are idiots. What the heck's going on? All right. Oh. Good job applying the brakes. You had to slow down. Intersections. Okay, blind corner right here. What's around this corner? What's around this corner? Oh, another motorcyclist. Okay, good job maintaining a position for safety. Side of the vehicle popping out. Okay, good job applying the brakes. They cut you off, though. That's straight up cutting you off. That's kind of a D-bag move. Don't be side by side with the vehicle, though. That's not safe. Okay, what do we got here? Another side of the vehicle sneaking out. This looks like it's a country and culture that just kind of doesn't care about traffic laws. Okay, somebody creeped out a little bit too far. Good job with the progressive braking. You handled that part really well. Portugal. Oh, backing up into you. Can't Flintstone it. Can't Flintstone it. You can't get out of there. That sucks. That's where the horn does come in play, because there's not much you could do. Music. What the heck? What the heck's going on? Let's get my mic there. Hello, I'm calling for your insurance.
Hope you enjoy.
Oh, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much, MotoStars. I appreciate that. That's an older video. Maybe this is why we don't go over the older videos, because they're kind of terrible. Either way, hopefully you guys learned something, kind of had some fun with that one. With that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, grab a slice of pizza, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream. All right. What time is it? 11:45. Normally we start at 11. But we start a little early so I can edit a little bit. Let's get that out of there. Let's go to the office. All right. Oh, we went over 3 videos. So if you're just now joining the live stream, make sure you hit that like button. Hit that like button. That's a good start. I got to edit these videos. I'm going to get them up and ready today. I have to get them up and ready today because I have to start packing for my trip to Michigan tomorrow. It is a nice mahogany. Smells like leather-bound books in the office. I love it. I got my YouTube 100,000 subscriber plaque, silver plaque. At 1 million we get a gold one, but I'm still kind of far from the 1 million. And I think I got all the new riders on YouTube. I mean, at 600 something thousand subscribers, 670,000. I think I grabbed them all. I don't think there's very many more. But yeah. The weather's pretty good here. It's getting better and it's getting better. But yeah, I gotta edit because today I gotta pack, I get ready for my trip tomorrow. I fly out tomorrow, basically around this time tomorrow. I got 24 hours and I'm flying out of here. So I can't do much work tomorrow because I'm gonna work out tomorrow. Got squats and then just kind of getting ready. So I gotta get this stuff done. Hopefully you guys had fun. Thank you guys for being here. I think we had like 100 people in here today, so that was really nice. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna start working on some of the other stuff, the Smart Rider training manual. So before I leave, now that you guys stayed, I'll go ahead and give you guys the playlist. Remember, it's literally just the shareable link. There you go. It is just the rough draft. This is not the final draft. I want you guys to just take a look at it. I'm probably going to delete the videos at some point and re-upload some newer ones. So that's the playlist for Module 1 of the Smart Rider Training Manual. So if you don't know how to ride or you want some refresher or maybe share it with a friend, like I said, I might delete some of them because I'm going to re-upload some others. That's how you get started. That's going to be I don't know. I'm pretty excited about it. I can't think right now because my brain is dead from watching all these idiots on the road. And my throat's going out. So I will be seeing you guys on the next live stream. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you for being here. I'll see you guys next week.